Getting there. Figured we'd go ahead and take a little walk. On our way to home. What's up, buddy? Little buddy guy up there. Little crow. Can you see him? Can you see him over there? Oh, he is up there. Oh no, not anymore. They're over there now. Whoa! Hey, squirrel! Don't cross the street. Don't run across the street. Don't run across the street. Okay. Okay, good squirrel. You didn't run didn't run across the street. That would have been bad. No, can't be seen. So maybe the squirrel will be poking his head out. Could point to it. Cracking this open and a coffee. An IPA and a coffee at once. Like, that's gotta be a great combination. Oh, my neighbors are putting in their new fences finally. Might as well say hello. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a conversationalist mood. Oh, these are just workers. I hate the neighbors. No. Oh my goodness, Zukov is gonna love seeing me. He's gonna flip shit. This dog is gonna flip out. Okay. Now to see if anything is unlocked for me to get inside. What the hell? It's not even really windy, but this thing's flapping like nuts. Well, now it stopped. Weird. Alright, let's go see Zooks. Let's see how he is. Zookafo. Zookaf to boof off. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? No. Of course it's locked. God damn it. Alright, I mean, this dog, I can already tell. I just already could tell he's probably gonna be flipping out. Oh, there you are, boy. Hello, I'm back. Hey, it's back, buddy. And you're not flipping the shit, and you haven't made any shits. You haven't done nothing wrong. You've just been a good boy since I've been gone. Oh my god. Oh, handsome boy, there he is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey, you. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hello. Come here. Get over here. Oh my goodness. Oh, hello, buddy. Hello, hello. Oh, you haven't seen me in 24 hours. Oh. Oh, goofy puppy. What a sweet doggo. Alright, home sweet home. I can ever so approve of that, yeah. Okay, let's put that right there for right now. Take off my multitude of fucking layers. Alright, got that. Found a new feather and seal to put on my hat. My trying to coat. fuck else is on here? Trash. Alright, get this off of me. Alright. Hold on. Yeah, I want to see. How's my nose? Because I straight got, like, fucking sucker punched directly in the fucking nose. During the fucking pit. Like, direct shot, too. What the fuck is this random bullshit just hanging out here? What? Who's been, like, getting into my shit? The fuck? It's out here. I don't want that over here. Turn this on, I guess. And, yeah. Now that was here finally, and I told him I had rest, and, yeah. Hair's a little bit of a mess, but I don't give a shit. I have not taken care of this hair since I fucking left Seattle. And I'm just gonna let it be like that. It's that former metalhead concert hair. And I basically have been running on like an hour to 2 hours worth of sleep off and on for like since the show. So I'd basically sleep for like an hour maybe or 2 hours for like fucking, I don't know, like, you know, in between at least till 6. Then once the train station in Seattle finally fucking opened, because yeah, that surprised me. I figured those would have at least been... Who stole my fucking lighter? Oh my god, what faggot degenerate piece of shit just took my lighter? Yo, that's like my only one too, besides this one. Dude, what fucker? Dude, what fucker actually is taking my shit? Okay, did one of my homies, like, actually unironically, like, take some shit while I was here? Like, seriously. What the fuck? Fucking goddamn it, dude. Well, someone's about to have some hell to pay. Anyway, but... But yeah, honestly, like, the show itself was fucking fire, but Seattle itself, Seattle, you have no nightlife, and because of that, you suck. At least we know how to party at night in Portland. You know what, we're better. Portland's better. I'm willing to just, like, die on that hill and embrace that as a fact now, because, we at least have a nightlife. Seattle literally doesn't. It is dead after, like, 11 o'clock at night. Or midnight, maybe. Beyond that, you're fucked. Like, you're SOL. If you want to grab a snack at a convenience store, fuck that. They're not open 24 hours. You want to go grab, like, you know, a little something when it comes to, like, you know, maybe a bar, or want to grab, like, a little bar food or a drink before leaving or some shit. No, fuck that. Can't do that either. Like, at least in Oregon, at least up here, or I guess down here, we could do that shit. And we don't got to worry about sales taxes. So fuck you, Seattle. Like, low-key, though. Like, your nightlife sucks dick. I'm not even a nightlife goer type of dude. But, like, I mean, I'm more of a nocturnal type of guy, so the most type of public social interaction shit is gonna be nightlife shit. So, like, what the fuck? That just was lame. Like, everything about Seattle, literally till after the show, was cool. But as soon as the show was over, Seattle really showed how much it fucking lacks in really anything. Like, it's basically just Portland, but lacking. At least when it comes to, like, social life shit. Like, you know, going to a bar, or having a convenience store open at, like, 2 in the morning. You know, shit like that. Like, Seattle, unironically, is lacking in that department. Like, where in the fuck is even, like... Even if a bar ain't serving food, at least it's just serving some drinks or something. I mean, it's until 2 a.m. I looked up the laws, you know, specifically before going up there, like, hey, when does things close? When's the, like, the last hour to serve alcohol, stuff like that. It wasn't too much different from Oregon. That was what kind of annoyed me. It's like, okay, so cutoff is 2 a.m., kind of like over here. Only it's 2:30 in Oregon. Okay, fair enough. And it's like most establishments close between like 10 to midnight, which kind of sucks, but there's at least a few places that are open till 1, it looks like, and at least convenience stores open 24/7. At least I saw ostensibly the idea, but no, it didn't exist. It's like, where the oh my god, because I never really had to experience Seattle for its nightlife, and now that I experienced that shit was some bullshit. Like, straight up. Like, Seattle during, in the day and everything is great. Like, in the evening, up until 10 o'clock. Once it's 10 o'clock, like, Seattle's like a conservative fucking, like, small town, and they all go to sleep. It's like, alright, time to go have our, 7:30 dinner and then go to bed at 10. It's like everyone suddenly becomes like a weird conservative grandma when it comes to her sleep schedule, I guess, up there. Which I don't get it. Like, Seattle ain't that much different from Portland, at least when it comes to, like, social, like, life, really. I mean, the shit people do up there and how they look are no different than down here. So, it's just... it's something about Seattle itself that just really needs to improve itself on. It's not the people. It's just the city itself. And also, like, they got inclines like this fucking steep. It's like, I mean, holy shit. Who thought building a city on, like, inclines like this and on fucking, like, valleys and fucking cliffs would be a great idea? Who thought that was a good idea? Because it looked like whoever initially constructed Seattle had it on a flat plane. But then they decided to build up further from it, and they're like, well, we can't really expand it, so fuck it, literally build it in the hills. And just had these ridiculous, like, 45-degree incline streets. Man, Seattle, dude. I got a mixed relationship with Seattle. I love it, but I hate it. Same thing with Portland. I love Portland, but I hate Portland. You know what, see? Seattle ain't no different from us. It's like, I got my gripes, about Portland, and I'm sure people in Seattle got their gripes. In fact, there was somebody who, I was talking with in the middle of the night, waiting at the train station, because fuck, better nothing to do. And there was a guy that was from, I think, Eugene, and he would basically just go to Seattle to party and have friends up there because he didn't have anyone in Eugene, but that's where he lived. But he wanted to, but he goes like every year essentially via train or like at best, to go visit his friends up in Seattle and shit. And he said, like, I'm in Seattle like off and off for like the last 20 plus years, and man, it's like the people and the things now just are not what they used to be no more. And I'm just like, really? I mean, I'm from Portland, so if you're saying that, I could kind of maybe infer like a similarity for Portland's case. And honestly, yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, in a way, but it's mostly because of the corrupt city council, at least for our position in Portland, and the corrupt fucking bullshit that goes on with the neoliberal corporatism around that. It's not really necessarily because, like, just people suck. Though that plays a role. People do suck. In fact, I honestly would have actually hung out in Seattle and actually been able to enjoy my time a little more if it wasn't for some homeless dipshit here in Portland. Like, I was taking the Max, I would have been perfectly on time, for the, the noon train, but some dude, I guess, was tweaking out or something, I don't fucking know, in the middle of the road, right next to the Max, and the Max had to sit there and stop and wait for him to leave, so then they could keep going, and that was, like, at least, 5 minutes, and that basically made it guaranteed that I missed that particular train, so I wasn't going to be able to at least spend all day in Seattle for the most part. I basically had enough time to go to, maybe hang out for a little bit, check out some of the sites, go by the pier a little bit, and then go to the venue. And then I found out that the venue was a different venue. I had that situation, because there's 2 show boxes in Seattle. There's a Soto box, which is meant to be like South Downtown show box, and then you have the show box. And, yeah, that's confusing. One of it needs to just be called the Soto, and one of them needs to be called the Showbox, and just call it that. Like, because it's annoying to, like, look up the Showbox, and then it'll show up the Showbox Soto, for the other venue, and then it shows it's actually that one, and it's like, oh my fucking god. Because there's like a couple of us that were in line. We're like, did they let everyone in that quick as it closed? Like, what the fuck? Like, we were confused for a second. Then we all double-checked our apps and realized, oh, wrong venue. So I had to rush it over to the other venue. And luckily, by the time I got there, I mean, the show hasn't even started yet. So, I mean, at least for me, I was luckily alright. Yeah, we were all good. But nonetheless, it was a fun trip. And honestly, trains are based. Like, honestly, like, I mean, for what it was, I mean, for America's rail system, I mean, it's actually nice. It actually was quite nice. And I trust the Pacific Northwest rail lines way more than the rest of the country because our rails were built after the 1900s. The rest of y'all shit was built during, like, the 1850s. So, I trust my rail a little bit more. The PNW's got a little bit more, quote-unquote, modern rail for, you know, for what it is. I mean, well, modern and being very relative here. The most modern rail around here is probably, like, from the 50s. And that is saying something. Surprisingly, that did not smack the shit out of me. I figured that would. Oh, nope, it's creeping. It's a creeping. That was a creeper. That was a creeper. Alright, oh. Let me get my charger in. You know, I have my Bluetooth and I'm not even playing anything. What the hell? What the hell? And boom. Sweet. Man, for running on like the most little of sleep possible, I am not tired at all. I mean, I am drinking the coffee, but I just cracked that open. There ain't no way this thing's fucking affecting me yet. Woo! All-nighter in Seattle! Woo! Man, I just honestly, you know, fucking went with the gumption and did it. All came back in one piece. So that's a great thing. You know what? Now that I know that I can at least, you know, be totally chill, you know, with all that, you know, it's like, fuck it. I might honestly just, like, every now and then just say fucking just do, like, a little train trip to Seattle or even Vancouver, you know, in BC. Because, I mean, I could have just straight up take a fucking, train to Vancouver. I could have stayed on the train and went to Vancouver if I wanted to. And my only ID right now is passport, so I easily could do it. So, you know what? Fuck it. I honestly might just do that every now and then. Save up, like, a bunch of money. Go to Vancouver or something like that. I'm on to do that anyway, so. Mexico South America doesn't qualify for what passes for healthcare there. Really? Wait, huh? What's that? What? How does that even make sense? It's like okay, my brain is not ready for that. Well, my brain was not ready for that like level of political what the fuck. They take too long. Well, blame America's rail system for that. Blame the rail industry for that one. And honestly, dude, do you really want to fly? Because you're crammed in there like a fucking sardine. Like, the train was spacious. It was roomy. Like, I can actually, like, I can literally curl up in my seat and sleep. Like, I was like, dude, it's lit. Like, that shit was lit. And plus, you could just see the countryside. Yeah, first class. Which, how many people can afford? I can't afford first class. The longer the flight, the more expensive that shit is. Guess how much coach seat is, you know, for fucking a train ticket? $25. And for business class, it's about $50. It's cheap as shit, dude. My guy, cheap. cheap as hell, and seriously way more worth it. And you don't have to go for dumbass TSA. You don't have to go for any real security or anything. Like that isn't much of a concept. So I mean, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's just so much more smoother. Like honestly, like I was honestly legitimately surprised. You know, like how smooth it was. Get back to me on the trains when we have China-style, Japanese-style bullet trains. I want that. Honestly, why I'm so impressed with like Amtrak is because, like, imagine if that was bullet trains. Imagine if we had bullet trains here. Dude, should be lit. The take a little days to go places that plane could take hours. It took 3 hours for, dude. It took me 3 hours to get to Seattle, and that's with all the different stops in between. From Centennial to Tooele, Olympia, Everett, fucking like all the different little stops, you know, like Tacoma. Like, I mean, also I just realized if I have you know, concerts I want to go to the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, like the Amtrak literally is right outside of the Tacoma Dome. So if I wanted to go to a concert that's at the Tacoma Dome and for some reason none of my friends want to go, then I can just fucking go and it's literally right there. Dude, it's legit, like, I was impressed and actually, like, had a whole, like, world open to me just, like, taking Amtrak. Like, legit, like, I was like, whoa. Like, I can literally just, like, you know, thinking about it, I can just do, like, little, like, cross-country, little, like, you know, hiking almost, basically. Like, traveling, you know, different little towns and, you know, spending the night at a hotel, go back to the train station, just go to the next town and hang out there for a bit. You know, it's like, I mean, honestly, I just realized, like, how easy shit like that can actually be. You know, it's like, because I was just like, whoa. To do anything. And trains make it easier. I have tight-ass limits. I don't got no, like, especially when I lost my fucking wallet. And actually, this leads me to another thing that you just made me remind me of, which I was about to get into, actually. Because, like, I mean, like, even with my limitations, I was still able to do a lot of different things, but up until I got to the fucking venue. And this is what pisses me off. Like, now, if you want to really hear something that grinds my gears. Since when are venues card only? Like, when, like, seriously, like, when the fuck are venues, like, pretty much predominantly card only? Like, for the longest time, it used to be cash only. And then it would be, like, as soon as, like, you know, more mobile, you know, payments, options were, you know, available for, like, more immediate, like, card access and shit, you know, like, then it got mixed. Like, you can, if you had a card and you didn't have any cash on, you didn't use that. And now it's, like, the other way around, where it's like, oh, if you got cash, you're just shit out of luck. You go to that fucking merch stand, because they could take cash. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, because the creator merch stand, they literally only took card. And I was like, what? I was like, really? And it's like, yeah. I mean, they're from Germany. Like, this is all, they, you know, it wasn't them that decided, but it was, like, broadly the their manager's decision, like, you know, for them to do that because it was easier to, you know, turn those into euros, you know, when it comes to, like, a digital, like, exchange of the currency. Which is, I get it, but, like, still, kind of sucks. Because I want a creator tour shirt so bad. It looked fucking dope. But I did get a bunch of other tour shirts. I did get me some Death Angel because this band be fucking awesome. So I have another one of these. So now I have 2 tour shirts of these guys. And of Sepultura. Which honestly, Sepultura's fucking great. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong with Sepultura. And also, for Sepultura, what's kind of unique about them, at least in a sense, is that you don't see this that often outside of maybe a few metal bands, but they have a black frontman. Like, the vocalist and the main frontman for the band is a black guy. And, you know, and, oops. And legitimately, that's, like, not really a common thing to see in metal. It's like, you know, seeing minorities and different people in metal is not uncommon. It's like, especially these days. But, like, usually if you look at metal bands, they're usually just white people. I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt. They are. You know, so it's like to kind of see, you know, like, a band that has, like, a totally different frontman with, you know, just as, you know, like, with just this new, like, kind of different, like, just kind of overall approach, because his style and his, like, you know, like, his stage presence is really, in a way, unique. He doesn't really do, like, a lot of, like, hardcore headbanging or anything like that, because he's a bald guy, too. So he does, like, this, like, you know, what would be considered traditional slam dancing, where it's just kind of, like, doing this type of shit. Which is, like, straight up, like, you know, what would be considered, like, traditional slam dancing. The youth have their Tic Tacs and Furcons. Okay, hey, don't lump my Furcons into this shit. We're getting old. Well, dude. Okay, no, I don't even want to hear about that. Like the Furcon I went to, it was a pretty decent mixture of young people like me and older people. And for metal concerts, like metal concerts are pretty much like always going to be mixed older people and younger people, and I love that shit because you get like these old geezers are, you know, out there and shit. I mean, I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but you get like these old geezers out there that, you know, are kind of bringing their youth back a little bit, having a drink or two, and just, you know, talking with a lot of the younger people because they get really excited and happy saying like, yeah, there's younger people and this type of shit too, you know, and it kind of gets them excited a little bit. And I don't mean that they're like, you know, oh, my music's better or some shit. It's just that they, you know, appreciate that there's, you know, youth that, you know, are also into, like, what we could consider just different genres of music or even older styles of music. Not necessarily because it's better or anything, but also just because they aren't your typical older person. I've only seen, like, 2 shows, and both of them were completely opposite demographic-wise. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a dude that loves going to concerts, and, like, it's always mixed for me. Motley Crue is like 70% old people. Well, yeah, I mean, depending on who you're going to see, it's always going to be mixed, because Creator's been around since the 80s, and Death Angel's been around since the late 80s and early 90s, Sepultura since the 90s. Like, these bands have been around since the 80s and the 90s. And, you know, so there's going to be a nice blend of, like, Gen Xers, you know, some boomers who were listening to metal since, like, Sabbath was a thing. You know, you're going to get people, you know, like my age who are into Creator and Death Angel and Sepultura with their newer stuff because they're still out there making shit, making albums. So, I mean, it's just like, I mean, depending on who you see, you're going to get a different little blend of, you know, shit going on. Not like Crew's like 7% old. Big Picture is like 90% our age. Yeah. I mean, and for the last couple concerts I went to, for this one and Ailstorm with Gloryhammer, like, both of those were legitimately very mixed. Like, there was some older people there, and there was some younger people, and people who were a little bit in between, like Gen Xer, basically, you know, or like millennial in a sense. So it's just like, you know, I mean, all in all, there's like a lot of different, you know, at least for me, in my experience, a large blend. But for bands like Iron Maiden, I'll definitely see a lot of older people there in comparison to younger people. For bands like Sabaton, I'll see a lot more younger people in comparison to older people. But I definitely still see a lot of older people at those shows too. So, you know, depending on who you're seeing, it will vary. But that's kind of the fun of it. Because, I mean, like, I've had really cool conversations and really cool talks and, you know, chats with people of all different ages and shit. Actually, at the Creator concert, there was this Hispanic couple, and the husband, I kind of felt a little bad for him because his wife was so goddamn drunk. But she, like, pointed at me, it's like, you motherfucker, you were so damn dope. And when, after that, I was like, alright, cool. I mean, you're fucking rocking out, and you're looking like you're having a blast, and it's kind of, you know, being like, you know, it's like, you know, trying to help her stay, you know, afloat and, you know, like, keep her steady on her feet, and while her husband's literally, like, wrapped around her, just like, don't fall. And, you know, of course, I knew she was lit, and I wasn't gonna be like, what the hell's going on here? But I was just like, you know, yeah, I mean, she's obviously in a good mood and having a vibe. I'm having a good mood. I'm just gonna, you know, keep spreading around. And in the drunkest shenanigans, she eventually fist bumped me and eventually went to the back of the venue, where I'm assuming she probably found somewhere to sit down and probably get a water. I hope. I imagine she probably has a gnarly hangover right now. This is on this back of the table, but it's tenuous at best right now. Need to use sell property or be able to get proof of this way. Options but sell because credit's dog shit. Well, I mean, at least, you know, Arizona's back on the table. And I would say, if you do, try to be near Flagstaff or something. I've always said that, at least. I mean, even if it's outside of it. You'll be surprised how many, like, little small, like, little towns are like directly outside of these bigger areas, like Flagstaff or some shit. I mean, it's like another little thing when I was taking a train and shit. Like, there's like these little, like, they're not officially like towns, but they're just basically like incorporated like neighborhoods that are in part of the bigger city, like, so, or a bigger town. So for like, for like Terwilliger, which is one of the stops in a small town, like, outside of it, there's like a couple little things here and there, but the actual town itself is relatively decent sized. And overall, like, I'd imagine in comparison to somewhere like Bellevue or Seattle or even Tacoma or some shit, not as, near as expensive and can actually potentially be affordable. So, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, depending on, like what little area you happen to be looking in, maybe even look directly outside of those specific areas if prices might be a little too expensive, so to speak, because you might be able to find something a little cheaper. Just on the virtue of it just being outside of the direct area of, being in a certain town or a certain neighborhood or some shit, or like a certain zone or whatever. I want to live in the Capital Civic Confederacy, regardless. It's turning purple recently, rather frying on him. I mean, dude, don't, like, I really want to give shit about that. Like, I mean, who gives a fuck that it used to be, like, Richmond used to be its capital? Guess what? We sieged it and took it over, and it's ours. And it's gonna stay ours, and it ain't gonna be Confederate anymore. It never will be. As far as I'm concerned, any type of fucking Confederate legacy in Richmond has been burnt to the ground. And whatever it hasn't yet, then finish the job. Fancy house gone over, bull. Dude, with my income, I could live like a king, dude. Got left over to grocery shit. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of a sad state of Mexico that is the reason why that's the case. But yeah, the American dollar is pretty much like worth its weight in gold in comparison to like to the Mexican peso. And again, it's just because of, Mexico's fucking current situation more so than, anything else. And we're not exactly doing favors, with our fucking policies about it. Oh. Here, let me, pull up some... Does want to freeze in Canada? Oh, I doubt she would freeze in Canada. I wasn't even that cold when I was in fucking Seattle. And I spent all night outside in Seattle. Like, I was outside in the fucking Puget Sound fucking draft winds. Put Ireland back on the table. Ooh, Ireland. Wait, so she doesn't want to freeze in Canada. Dude, it's colder in Ireland. What? What's she what? Yeah, how'd you get that to work? Like... Until Ukraine's dealt with. Why? I mean, dude, mainland Europe's fine. It's just Ukraine that's, like, all tense. Like, well, I guess France is, too, because they got the protests, and against their government, so. You know what, fair enough. Now that I just started really thinking about that for a second, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, fair enough, actually. Oh, this is where my Sepultura video came from. Oh, here's like some pics of Sepultura. But yeah, here's the guy I was talking about. Dude's fucking dope. And honestly, he goes hard too. Like, he just fucking goes, like, cause like when they first started playing, he already started to sweat like halfway through the first song. And by the time the fucking show ended, like, his tank top was literally just, like, he basically just, like, jumped in a pool and jumped out. Like, he was just soaked. But damn, did they fucking go hard. Oh, here. Let me show, one of the videos I took. If it'll play it. Oh, there we go.
Seattle, I can see beautiful and happy faces enjoying our concert. And I'd like to thank you very much for being here tonight.
See how nice and like warming it is? Like such happy and beautiful faces. I love how like welcoming and warmful it is, despite all the intense like thrashy violence that happens with all. There's a wholesomeness to the violence.
Thank you very much.
And I love it.
Okay, this song's from 1994 from the album Chaos AD.
Oh, this is a good song too.
This is the instigate aggressive here.
Aggressive?
Yeah.
Aggression's nice. Dude, I love his voice too. The aggression's nice. He has like such a like baritone like barbarian voice. Like, you know, if you would like, you know, some berserker would have, it's like, oh yes, the aggression is nice on the battlefield. Like he has just such like a visceral, just like just very meaty voice, and I love it. Again, it just fits so well. It's like he's really a unique frontman in a way.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
You found a Reddit post that gave my Doomers heart some cover, basically, even if they're a Doom, because once they have no one, they will turn on each other. Dude, they already are turning on each other. They always do that. Dude, history can literally tell you that. I mean, look at the fucking Nazis during the beer hall putsch alone, let alone, like, you know, during the entire war itself. I mean, dude, they do that, you know, it's like pretty much every step of the way. You guys see him doing a little bit of that slam dance I was talking about. Still need to upload this one. There's actually a few songs that I haven't uploaded quite yet. Yeah, but the man should organize well enough to win power in first place. Left seems to not have that stubborn single-minded pursuit on an overarching goal. Sure, it falls apart eventually, but all we need to do is first survive long enough. Stop dunking on stuff and unite. Well, yeah. I mean, frankly, I was listening to some of the Onion Nuggets on my train ride back. It's actually another good reason why the train ride was a little long, because then I can absorb the Onion Nuggets, you know, during my train ride back. And oh my god, dude, the entire news section kept getting derailed because people kept fucking freaking out over Paul, you know, having his, like, you know, broader, more, like, frankly, for what I consider more, like, unitary type of, like, you know, idea of being against the, you know, duopoly system and shit. But because, you know, he's very blunt about it, frankly, just to put it nicely. I mean, people think he's like some Putin stooge. Some people literally think he's like a fucking, like, you know, a fucking stooge about, like, certain shit, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, national politics and stuff. So some people literally think he's like a right-winger or something. It's just like, how in the fuck? It's just like, I mean, what the hell? And it's just like, all that type of shit is just so fucking annoying and ridiculous. With disagrees both sides. Well, sure, I do too. I mean, honestly, I mean, yeah, I got disagreements when it comes to, like, you know, like, the broader, like, back and forth, you know, with, you know, like, leftists and shit on either side. I mean, I think that's at least, you know, why I kind of at least, you know, like Paul so much when it comes to especially him having his more blunt takes, because I kind of at least identify with that more. Because it's not really cut from the same typical grain of, like, you know, oh, you know, like, vote this way or do this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's basically saying, nah, take the third option. Like, even if other lefties are saying that, they don't actually, like, push that as, like, no, third option. I mean, you know, because, I mean, a lot of it, you know, from his advocacy is for labor. I mean, he doesn't really mention it that much as he used to, but at least in the past couple of years, but he still does. Like, I mean, it's not like he just says, ah, fuck it, don't do anything. And that's what just annoys the shit out of me. It's just like, or people just hear a buzzword that he says and just think, nah. And honestly, yeah, that's what it is. People hear fucking buzzwords out of, you know, either Paul or really any content creator and think, oh, no, they must believe this, and I'm going to assume everything else and just not hear what the rest of they have to say. Even if they will openly state, like, I'm not saying this because I don't like, you know, the other side or this and that or whatever the fuck. So, like, it's like kind of, it's literally like a whole fuck off type of thing, basically, in my opinion. Where it's just like, nah, like, you're just assuming what I have to say and shit just because you heard me say one little buzzword that, you know, you might not like. Or something. Or buzz phrase. Because, it might be like, you know, a Russian talking point, I guess. Which literally, like, anything that has to do with the whole, like, Russia-Ukraine war, it annoys the fuck out of me. When it's just like, you know, you say one little critical thing about it, and it's like, Rush puppet. That gets annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna keep this on, actually, fuck it. Didn't have, he literally considered the limit as contradictory. I'm gonna go with that. Well, yeah, and also, like, I mean, I jumped off that ship a while ago. I mean, if it wasn't gonna be, you know, like the stabbing the rail workers in the back, or, you know, the fucking, like, literally any other fucking list of bullshit that he has yet to do, or basically has done the opposite of doing. It's just like, yeah, I mean, so I jumped that ship a while ago. I mean, honestly, I was like, where it really was sold for me of just jumping ship was basically, it's like with the railway workers getting stabbed in the back and shit. When that happened, I was like, fuck you. It's like, oh yeah, you blue-collar Scranton fucking union worker jack motherfucker. Fuck off. That guarantees that I will never vote for a motherfucker like that. And I won't. Like, he ain't gonna be able to recover from that, at least for me, personally. And that's just me. Like, I mean, you know, it's just like, if, you know, like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, what benefits workers is a benefit for everybody. And if, you know, especially if you sell yourself on that type of shit, even if it is, like, bare minimal type of outcomes that come of it, you know, even if it is, you know, albeit still at least somewhat incrementally positive, I'll at least grant that. Because I didn't expect him to be, like, some hardcore pro-union fuck. But I at least had a bare minimal expectation he would at least be either hands-off or at least somewhat, you know, more empathetic towards them, you know, in the broader deals and shit. But no. He showed his true fucking colors. He's a union buster. So fuck him. He ain't gonna get my vote. Anyone affiliated or supporting his ass is gonna get the same fucking scorn. At least when it comes to the politicians that do that. Which, seems to be the entire DNC. I thought this was amusing. What's this? What's this? Cat's wearing socks? Cat shouldn't be wearing socks. Oh my god. Oh my god, that poor cat. Get those fucking socks off that cat. That poor fucking kitty. That dude is oh, okay, this is understandable, honestly. Okay, this one's actually understandable. That first guy was being a dick. I mean, this guy was kind of trained for this because, I mean, it's in the snow. And this guy actually is handling it. Okay, that cat don't like it. Cat don't like it. Fuck you. You're a dick. You're an asshole. Oh my god! These people are dicks! I mean, I'm not gonna say it's abuse, but they are dicks. And what type of fucking wallpaper was that? Like, hold on. Can we just, like, really critique this horrible wallpaper? Like, what in the fuck is this type of wallpaper, dude? This is, like, the most grossest wallpaper I think I've ever seen. I'm, like, I feel like that's more of the crime here in this video. The crime is the wallpaper. That's the true crime going on here. Oh my god. Man. At least the cat got him off. Oh my god, this... No, it's on a... No, it's on a... No, it's on a fucking, like... height. It's... No, you... Okay, this is a little bit of abuse. This is like... There's a little bit of, like... well, I mean, okay, the cat didn't fall, but... Ugh. Okay, what's this? Cat's like, what the fuck? It's like, what is this? Why is it on me? Ah. Man, what the fuck is wrong with people? Alright, shake them legs, kitty. It freed itself. I've fallen down the universe simulation rabbit hole. Apparently Tyson said it's possible and you can't think of a good refutation. Well, you know, Paul's also kind of a somewhat of a advocate, or not really an advocate, but kind of believes in the idea as well. I mean, I kind of do too a little bit, but I mean, the thing is, so like, regardless of whether it is or not, it's kind of inconsequential, because whether it's a simulation or not, we still live in this universe, you know, so we have to deal with what, you know, we're dealt with when it comes to the outcomes of, you know, the, like, cause and effect that is, you know, what the universe is. So, I mean, you know, it's like we still have to just deal with what we got. We can't somehow just, like, tap into it and break out of it or something. I suppose maybe going into a singularity or something, like with AI maybe, or something like that, maybe that might be a possibility, but at that point, I mean, wouldn't we just be creating a new simulation at that point? I mean, because... No, I barely made it. But, because the main reason why, you know, it's possible is because we are kind of making rudimentary simulations right now as it is. Not like full-on, like, universe simulations yet, but, I mean, theoretically, we can do it, you know? So it's like, if we can, then it's a possibility that we could be in one, but either way... I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean I think there's, like, some inherent control or some shit that is possible with that. I'm sure people will advocate for the idea of we're in a simulation, bro, and you just have to, like, tap in, dude, and you can have control over it or something. It's like, nah. I mean, it's like, whether it is or not, it's inconsequential. It really doesn't matter. It's just fun to think about. Who knows the level of reality Sims maybe with sewage technical magic. And... again, it'd be inconsequential because we wouldn't have any real control over that. I mean, it would just basically be a byproduct of how the universe works in our mind and how we perceive it. So, I mean, you know, like, at the end of the day, I mean, it's like, that's what makes it inconsequential. Like, however it may be, that's just how we interpret and, you know, comprehend the universe that we're in. Again, whether it's simulation or not, you know, we'll probably never ever know that. But, you know, like, hey, it's fun to think about. Because also, let's say that, you know, humanity is able to, like, at least, you know, do some sort of, like, you know, singularity, like, transcension or some shit. I mean, like, it could most certainly be possible that, you know, we could not only create a simulation, but also potentially even tap into one if we are in one. I mean, because if we can easily create one, then wouldn't we be able to have at least somewhat of a similar capability to maybe even tap into one we're in? I mean, maybe not, but I would imagine that the door to that possibility would be at least a little bit more open. So, I mean, you know, either way. That's why I think it's just fun to think about, because hypothetically, I mean, it could really go anywhere. We could theoretically overpower the sim if we developed a tech with sufficient output. But wouldn't that literally just... So basically the meme of, like, create this, you know, like, some crazy event in the world happens and we create a singularity that eats the universe. You know, like that meme that people say and shit. Yeah, basically, so that. Like, we literally do the meme. Like, we literally make a singularity and do the meme, and, yeah. So, we just basically need to get Marjorie Taylor Greene, resurrect Rush Limbaugh, fucking get, like, Jim Jones in there somehow, resurrect his ass, fucking get Charles Manson, get Lone Bobbitt, fucking, you know, like, just the most craziest of crazies, you know, alive and dead, resurrect their asses, and just have them all on an island. That would create the singularity, and I think that would be enough to be able to potentially overload the simulation. So. Or simulations like how we do it is simulates only local environment and builds to the rest as needed as the engine goes fast enough to escape the sim. Well, I guess with our universe, the problem with that is that the universe is, you know, well, by that logic, would be, you know, like, ever expanding. And, like, so, at least by our perception, it's always, like, never ending, you know, with its expansion, but in the simulation, theoretically, it could be at rest right now. And the only reason why, you know, that, you know, like, we wouldn't know that is just because, like, of how big the concurrent simulation. This fucking fly, holy shit! Like, you know, just mainly because, like, of, you know, like, how big the simulation would be. I mean, at least, especially considering our local points within the universe, let alone our own galaxy. And there's, like, trillions of different galaxies out there in our own universe, so I mean, we have a lot of distance to tread, you know, in order to figure that out. Reality is run on an iPad in the year 1000K. I would hope we transcended beyond iPads and shit, dude. I swear to God, dude, if we're, like, you know, in the year 100,000, like, 8 AD or some shit, and we still have iPads, and Apple's still a thing, like, then I do truly say bring on the nukes. Like, I don't want that. Fuck that. As long as Apple doesn't exist by that point, I don't care what happens to humanity. Just don't let that happen. Corporate hell feature. Man. I'm gonna show other fun stuff from my Seattle thing now. yeah, you're making me desperately go back into my other simulation that was my the show that I went to yesterday. Oh, actually, I didn't upload it yet, but honestly, like, I should mention about, like, Spirit World, the first opener from the concert. They're honestly, their genuine, like, gimmick is actually kind of cool. It's kind of like Wild West, like, cowboy metal in a way, but it's not like cowboy metal like it's groove metal. It's like, that's just how aesthetically they kind of look. It's actually really interesting. I don't know how to explain it, but besides to show you. I just need to, oh my god, I took a lot of pictures of Death Angel's set. Okay, here we go. This is kind of start. It's all more rammy fourth dimensional nerds. I mean, that's how, yeah, pretty much. That's how I'd be feeling. Over here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, this thing does not. Okay, there we go. But if you notice, they got like, you know, he got a cowboy hat and shit. The vocalist was wearing like a pretty dope looking red blazer too. And honestly, they fucking like went hard. Like dead ass just straight went fucking hard. Like, I mean, there was like an insane fucking pit like within like the first like 2 minutes of their fucking set. I was just like, or not even that. I was just like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it was kind of hard to get some pictures of them because they literally were just like legit going hard. I love the crazy, like, you know, like aesthetic little get up they have going on though. Here, let me get to yeah, let me get to this so we can kind of hear a little bit. Just saying, if there's ever simulations, just let the simulations just be like different endless concerts and cons and stuff. Pampers humans but reacts poorly to other life. Well, if it pampers me, let most of my simulations be shit like this. Can I have a day drink? Not to steal ours out for a moment, but I found a cool mod, MSF Ethics. Basically, I made a huge rogue servitor that has a logic error. Protect humanity at all costs? Huh. The song is called Circadian Rhythm. The first one was American Catalyst. There was a lot of hardcore, like, kind of anti-Americanism going on and shit. Songs like American Catalyst, Hey Ubralis, and shit like that. Death Angel played a lot of different shit. They had a really awesome, like, little speech, too. I wish I recorded it, because it was just like... It's like, we are Death Angel from the Bay Area, and thank you so much all for coming, because, you know, what really makes us, you know, like, ultra unique is the fact that we go against the grind, we go against the system, we go against, you know, like, what is, you know, like, traditional and shit like that. Like, went hard on, like, the whole, like, traditionalist, like, Americana bullshit. It was just fucking dope. Especially for, like, Bay Area thrash. Like, it's, like, a full-on, like, kind of, like, thrashy metal skater scene, and it, like, kind of expands out in places like in Portland, Seattle, and shit. So that, like, hardcore, like, thrash scene is, like, that's why, especially with thrash metal, I love it so fucking much. Because a lot of, like, that, like, scene is really predominant on the West Coast. It started out in the Bay Area, so a lot of it's traditionally called Bay Area thrash, with bands like Death Angel. But... and they're not the only ones from the Bay Area. I think Testament's also from the Bay Area, if I remember correctly. Or maybe Los Angeles. I'm honestly kind of surprised their hats didn't fall off or anything when they're all banging their heads with those fucking cowboy hats on. But I also really do kind of like their aesthetic, though. When aliens defeat and push back the machines, or if the humans, when questioned, don't know the machines were doing this. Damn. So they were oblivious the whole time. Dude, this man went hard, like, so quick, and just maintained the hardness the entire time. It's just like, damn. I love it. Reverse Terminator situation. It kind of is. Though in a way I kind of prefer the reverse Terminator situation. I just would rather prefer being a little bit aware about that, more so than not. How does his glasses stay on when he's banging his head so hard like that? If I was doing that with my sunglasses, they would just fly right off, and it would be someone in the concert will have the glasses in. I think it's possible if you program it at defense at all costs. Well, that's not a logic bug. That's just, you know, something that we could program, which I wouldn't be against. Actually, I would be okay with that. Not really defending us, but more so uplifting us and helping, you know, like, lift us up. I'd rather it be like, you know, a symbiotic relationship of a sorts, you know, more so than anything. It's a higher priority in our life. Well, yeah, I mean, part of the symbiotic, you know, relationship would be a part of that. Oop. Ah! Ah! Damn. But yeah, I definitely gotta check out some more Spirit World, honestly. And I gotta make sure I get upload that too. Because that band goes... like, that band went fucking hard. I want to say they were the best opener, but they were like one of the hardest openers. Just, they came out and they were just like... Alright, just fuck shit up. Like, immediately was just like, I want people fucking shit up. And just, it went hard so quick. I mean, you know, it's like, I appreciate bands like that. That leaves how's your biological... Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I'd imagine what benefits humanity would be its environment, which include life within it as well. You know, that's the thing. Like, I mean, like, when it comes to a symbiotic relationship of what benefits, you know, humanity, like, other life would be uplifted with something like that as well. Just on the virtue of that, like, I mean, it's, yeah, like, you need a lush, like, biodiverse environment for humanity to especially thrive in. And that includes other fauna and other animals, like, you know, whether they are dogs or cats, you know, and they're seen as pets. Would have to extend specific or intended consequences might happen. Well, I mean, if it's like a self-aware, sentient type of AI, they might happen anyway as the AI logic evolves. Well, I don't think unintended consequences would, because if it's going to, you know, be something that they can learn, you know, consistently over time, you know, especially learn more, even at a quicker rate than us, then, I mean, in my mind, I would say that, like, you know, let's say there's an unintended consequence and it realizes the actual consequence by, you know, learning of the consequences from that result, it would be able to self-correct and not make that consequence, or not make that same mistake again. Then also in Terminator. Well, I mean, sure. I mean, just like, you know, little errors in human code, I mean, when it comes to our DNA, it can happen like that as well. I mean, it happens, you know, every now and then already. But I guess we'll just have to see, I guess. Oh, here. Pure unshackled AI. Well, why do you think I'm mentioning more specifically like a symbiotic relationship? That doesn't really make it shackled. Or unshackled, I mean. It doesn't necessarily shackle it, I would say, but it kind of makes it, like, essentially, you know, by its programming in nature, have to at least, you know, work with us. And have to, yeah, and it wouldn't be able to sustain itself without us, you know, being in its involvement. Here. I actually did get a chance to upload this already. But this is Creator. Had to get some of the pit too.
You know what's gonna happen. I will count to 4. And then I want
He says it in German too. He doesn't really. He deceives. Someone's already trying to preemptively start it. And there's a hug going out. You see a lot of the weird brotherhood going on, though, despite everything. There were some hugs and shit going on right before they literally wall dep each other here. Oh, man, dude, I love metal shows so much. Just, like, the weird, wholesome chaoticness of it all is just great. Mine uploading does sound too bad to me. The mechanical me would still effectively be being personalized, so it'd be valid path to pseudo-immortality. Well, maybe there might be a way for us to genuinely, maybe, like, Bluetooth our consciousness into something and transfer data. I mean, like, when it comes to, like, you know, when it comes to this type of technology, we're starting to make some pretty crazy waves. Like, there was a dude who was paralyzed for like 12 years who literally has a Bluetooth connection from his brain or his like spinal, like the nerve endings at the, you know, brain and shit to his fucking nerves, you know, in his legs. Like, so now he's learning how to walk again because of that, because he's literally got Bluetooth connections to his legs. He has an implant, you know, near his spine connected to the nerve endings in his legs, and he has a Bluetooth implant near the, you know, like the stem of where the nervous system starts. So, I mean, if we're already starting to get to that point now, then, I mean, imagine some of the possibilities that we can do with certain shit like that. But if that's possible, I accept mine upload basically to make a copy of me. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be against it either. Either synth versions of people will not be activated until after biological death, or biological version gets parental rights over synthetic till death. I mean, I guess, sure. I mean, I would assume because, like, the synth version of you would basically be a copy. But wait, what if I want, like, you know, the synth version of me to do shit for me instead? It's like, hey, I got some stuff I want to do, like, you know, can you, like, work for me, you know, kind of fill in the role? you know, and shit like that. Yeah, or something, yeah, like, I mean, unironically, I would actually do that every now and then. Just mainly because it'd be like, you know, I'd be like, hey, you know, I got some stuff I want to work on here, so can you do that? There would actually be some use, and it's not like I'd just be doing that because, like, yeah, my 7th now. But I think it would actually be genuinely useful. Pretending to be you before you did. Well, that's the point. I want it to be me sometimes. That's the intent. You don't want a bunch of guys saying you fucked him in the ass. Well, at least then the synth would be getting the STDs instead of me. And you know what? I just say it was my synth, not me, so they can go fuck off. That's my synth's problem, not mine. But then they'll be like, well, it's under your name, dick. Come on now. I'm busting a nut here, sir. I still gotta, you know, get my payment, dick. I don't care if it was you or not. It's like, oh god. Gonna have to deal with some sassy femboy in this pimp. Thank you for putting that in my head, Venom. I thought it'd be harder to keep my memory alive that way. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be really against it either. The thing is, like, I mean, would there be actual, like, rights for it? That would have to be something considered. Because even then, I think this will eventually forge on it. Well, yeah. It'll eventually just, you know, do its own thing, you know, to where, like, you know, while it might obviously have memories and an idea of what you were and who you were and everything, like, I mean, it's just going to do its own thing at a certain point, because they're no longer an influence anymore, outside of just its memory, your memory, you know, in the memory banks. I guess unless there's like a memory wipe or something. Which, I mean, you weren't really thinking about that, but that is possible. There can be a memory wipe. What if that happens? Damn, love it. Also, the bassist there is actually relatively new to the band. He actually is formerly from Dragon Force. The band that was started by Herman Lee, and I'm just like, really? And like when I found that out, I was just like, yo, it's like, dude, fuck yeah, that's actually pretty fucking dope. And because that guy is legitimately like a very like talented bassist, like, because he's been in different bands besides Creator and Dragon Force, because Dragon Force is like the equivalent of like fantasy power metal, right? Like, and then you got Creator, which is just straight up thrash metal. You know, so it's like, I mean, the dude, and that guy has done you know, music projects in different bands that, you know, vary from power metal to thrash metal, black metal even, you know, all sorts of different stuff. Dude's a like very diverse musician. To what it comes to like what he's able to play, and it's just like, dude's fucking dope. Now I just need to see Herman Lee live. Seeing Dragon Force live would be pretty cool, because Herman Lee's like super cool too. Like, cause he has a Twitch channel, and I think also uploads a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. And at least before I got kicked off Twitch, I mean, one of the main reasons why I was on there in the first place was just watching his shit. Because I mean, because the dude's legit like a really cool, like super down to earth type of guy. You know, what's going on for the day? All in all, there's any crazy shit happening today. That I'm not. Well, you know what? It's not even like that late in the day anyway. Shit. Well, I guess not much is gonna be happening then yet. Okay, I saw something, but I don't even want to fucking watch it. Oh god. Oh no. I'll read the title and you'll probably understand why I don't want to watch it, because it just sounds disturbing and I really don't want to be disturbed right now. Matt Walsh and the writer, Obsessive Trans Milk. So, yep, I don't want to watch that because that is just immensely, one, creepy as fuck. I don't want to think about that either, and now I'm thinking about it. That's just so fucking weird. Like, who thinks about that? I don't even think trans people think about that, okay? Like, I don't even think they think about that. Like, I'm not gonna watch that. I don't want that in my mind. Like, it's already bad enough right now. Like, that's just, like, it's just legitimately getting kind of fetishistic at this point with, like, how freakishly obsessed they are about trans people. Like, it always has been, but, like, they're just so masked off about it that they're even, like, masking off their fucking fetishism about it. So, man, dude. Who thinks about that, man? I don't even, okay, we're done. What's this thing that, oh, watch this, the trans girl they were talking about is kind of hot. She has the cow milkers. This is human support, by the way. Man, okay, which one's, longer? Yours is longer. Alright, Rose, I'm going to yours. Yours is 9 minutes. Why are all that fucking, like, F-15s flying around today? That's like the second or third batch I've heard. What the hell? America's flying outside today, I guess. Anyway, but I'll check the human support thing, but, yeah. Oh, now the afterburners are going off now, huh? You know what, let's supposed to do, you know, here, before we actually, let's see if we can see them. Let's see these fuckers. Where are they out there? Oh, fuck, it's so cloudy, I don't even think we'll be able to see. And they sound like they're actually way over there. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see. They're way back there, you know, but, yeah, I'm hearing them, though. In fact, I hope gate's closed. Is Sukoff in here again? He is. Dude, why are... It's actually pretty nice and temperate outside. Why are you in here? You baby. Look at him. Look at this goof. What? Why do you, like, hide yourself in here, you sweet little boy? And you weren't that excited to see me. I got happy for, like, 3 seconds, and then you're just like, eh, alright, fuck you. Goof. Wait, don't watch that, 'cause a Doomer posted a comment. Well, now that you mentioned it, I'm gonna go look for it when we watch that. But hey, guess what? He got at least like 10 minutes until then. Well, maybe a little longer, because I'll probably watch the video first. But here, like I said, this is shorter, so we'll check this out first, and then we'll check out that video.
Guess we were right. And you know what?
Wait, hold on.
Well, guess we were right.
What the fuck? That face, though.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna say I told you so. I'm just glad that you finally know. Stop talking now. Okay. Explain, just like we said, there is a creator. No. Yep. You said it was some all-powerful dude living in the clouds. Our creator's nothing like that. It's still a creator. It's fucking Kevin. He was doing the Lord's work. He was doing his senior project. Semantics. Okay, you know
Semantics, yeah. Kevin's our god. Dude, if it came to find out that God's name was actually Kevin, I would try to literally, like, kill my ethereal soul, like, somehow. I would take, like, an ethereal soul gun and just, like, alright, no, I'm done. I'm going to the literal, like, plane of non-existence now. I'm literally going to dissipate my soul. Like, nope, I don't want to, like, be in a world or a universe that was literally created by a god named Kevin. Nope.
Hey, Kevin? Oh, this weed is so good.
Alright, never mind. You know what? Actually, that weed good, though? Oh, shit. You know what? Hold up. Kevin might be chill. He might be a G.
Go for Kevin. Hey, just had some questions. Actually just curious. How long did this take you? Okay, well, don't tell my mom, but I kind of procrastinated on the thing. We had the full year to work on it, but I waited until probably the last week, worked for like 6 days straight, got it done, and then I rested for like a full day after that.
Oh my god. It's Keith. As long as Keith has the same mentality going on here, I might be okay with it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, was this like a team project or... Nope, just me, one programmer. Okay, how does this program work? Well, first it calls a function. I just called it let there be light. Then you know how in iRobot, the robots must obey the 3 laws? Yeah. Well, this program has laws it has to follow too. The first 4 are the fundamental forces, and then there are actually 6 natural laws of human nature. So 10 in total. Yep. And the program must obey these laws or else it just falls apart. So you might say they're like the commandments of the program. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what they are. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense actually.
You never specified what the commandments were. Hold on. You know what? Instead of being like, what the fuck, he should be like, what are those specific commandments? What are those, you know, what are they, you know, like when it comes to those? Because, like, I mean, the Christian will only have a point if those commandments happen to be legitimately very, you know, happen to be similar, you know, to the actual biblical 10 commandments, which also get misinterpreted a lot, by the way.
What language is this written in? C. Well, actually involves some others, but luckily I was able to find the software that takes what's needed from the different languages and kind of like combines it into one, just does it all in one language. Really cool. It's called, let's see, Tower of Babel software. Yeah, it's good software. No, that's the opposite of what you said. I think you know you're wrong and you're kind of reaching. But what's nice about this language is that it highlights any individual mistakes in red. So when I was debugging, all I had to do was part the red C code from the rest and then see what the issues were. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then all the bugs were swept away and the good code was free to be executed. Okay, so was there like a flood that covered the entire Earth and a dude who built an ark and put a bunch of animals on it? That was in another file. Doesn't count. Totally counts. Doesn't count.
It's in another file that wasn't actually executed as a thing. It was just conceived as a file that wasn't actually done with anything. So, nope, he has a point. Nah, yeah, it literally is a file.
Different files? That's like, wait, different folders? Yep, different folders. Different folders. That's like a different universe. Bible never says it all happened in this universe.
Oh my god, you know what, I've never heard a Christian say that, but I swear to god, if I ever hear a Christian ever, like, make that point to me, I would actually fucking flip oh my god, I would have a conniption fit. I'd be like, oh my, like, it's actually really think about that logic, like, oh, the Bible, you know, like, yeah, just because it says it happened didn't mean it happened in this universe. It's like, then how would you know it happened? Like, I mean, what the fu- oh my god. Oh man, if a Christian ever does that to me, I swear to God, I probably would actually unironically slap a hole. I slap a hole.
Make people crazy. Yeah, my computer, I have one column of final design folders that I actually sent to my teacher, and then I have another column of just like junk folders for fun stuff. Are you trying to say it happened in a parallel universe? No, I'm just saying different folders. Okay, what happens after you die? You're removed from the active program, but all your info is still stored on an external hard drive. Still conscious? No. Boom! Maybe. Is that a win for me? Yeah, even when someone dies, I still want to be able to access their information. But you want to know something crazy? Okay, so I was monitoring this one character in the game, just, speed running through their life. And once they died and went to the external hard drive, I was done for the night, so I unplugged the hard drive and shut off my computer, and I left for a long weekend. When I came back 3 days later...
Oh my fucking god! No! Yep, I knew it! Yeah, oh god, that face, yep, I was feeling it. I was feeling the build-up. Oh my god, dude.
Back in the active program.
Ow.
Swear to...
Man, I will say, with the wholesome chaoticness of a mosh pit, I got punched right in the nose. And, ow. I accidentally tapped it and it kind of hurt.
I never plugged the hard drive back in. It jumped from the hard drive into the computer. I can only describe it as a miracle. A miracle, yes! Exactly. Wipe that smirk.
Simulation Jesus, dude.
You were gonna go to heaven, like above the clouds or whatever. Not a hard drive sitting on some dude's desk. So after that, I knew I needed another method of storing these files, so I started backing up the hard drive to the cloud. Yeah, exactly. It's in...
Of course, the cloud's gonna be mentioned.
I need a cloud service provider, because for certain files, it's apparently too much for the hard drive, and it'll start overheating. So it's kind of like those files are burning forever. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh my god, no. Dude, holy shit, this is getting too good. Oh my god. I'm feeling the pain of the atheist right here, dude. This is too good. Oh my god, this guy is too good with this. Holy shit. Oh my lord, dude. Bro, this is some quality, like, this guy's a quality skit maker, dude. Oh my god, this is quality. This is some top tier shit. Oh my lord. I am feeling the atheist in this back and forth so much. I am just feeling his slow but sure, frustration into, eventual insanity. Dude, this is just too good.
They get a better cooling system, or better storage capabilities. Yeah, well, that's what happens. But I'm very impressed. What'd you get on the project? B-. Wow, strict teacher. Yeah, for real. Oh, speaking of that, one sec. Dear Lord, I just want to say thank you for guiding me through this project.
And of course, he's a Christian I knew there was a reason for it. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Damn.
A B-, which is passing. Wait, are you praying? Yeah. To who? God. You have a God? Duh. You think we just came from nothing? I don't know, maybe you're part of a simulation. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Wait, how do you know you guys have a God? He talks back to us. Hey Kevin, just want to say good job on the senior project. Thanks, I worked really hard on it. I know you did, but maybe don't procrastinate as much next time? Yeah, definitely. Okay, wait. Who is your God? You want to see? Yeah. Hey, sending up one of my characters too now. You can do that. And no idea what's going on. Super confused, reviews, weird shit in my life, and...
Whoa.
Nice place.
Oh shit.
So what, are you fucking kidding me? Hi there.
Oh my god! No! Oh my god, Joseph motherfucking Smith, the Mormonism? Oh my god. So Joseph Smith, oh my god. Oh my god, this is, dude, the layers on this. Holy alright, this earns a sub. That is earning all the likes, the subs, and everything. Oh my god, this is the layers on this, dude.
What does this mean? Like the Mormons got it right? Not exactly. Explain. in a way,
What?
everyone got it right.
What? Oh my, okay, wait, is there an extra layer I didn't even dude, what?
Explain more. Hey, Kevin, you want to explain this one? Yeah, I got it. Alright, so who do you think made him? I don't know, he's God. Did he make himself? This fucking guy. Oh, right. Shut the fuck up. Okay. No. So he has his own God. Well, so there's like levels to it? Here, check it out. Hey, sending one up. Like, what the fuck?
What the hell?
This is getting really weird. What the fuck? What up? So,
Jesus Christ, son. Oh my god. I was expecting like a big beard and everything, but like, okay.
what I did was I took the real gods and I put them in your simulation as real people, as influential characters to your individual religions. In reality, that's not how it works. It's layered. Everyone has their creator, and all creators have their creations. Everyone has a purpose, and we all live in harmony. You want to know something? The reason I made this program was to test the idea of different religions coexisting on the same level. Wow, you really fucked us. Yeah, it went just as bad as I thought. I actually ran...
Yeah, because literally it would never work. I mean, no shit. I mean, yeah, duh. Like, I mean, I was about to say, like, I mean, this whole idea of all religions coexisting in harmony, like, you know those coexist, like, bumper stickers and shit? I get it, but I always get annoyed by them, because, like, you really expect, like, all these religions, especially on their most fundamental level, like, to, like, coexist with each other. They're not going to. Sorry, they just won't. Nah, Jamal. Like, oh my god, that's not really what I'm saying here. But, again, I get that point, too. Like, but when it comes to, like, this whole idea of, like, you know, all religions somehow being able to coexist, that's just not feasible. Like, unless it's, like, some sort of, like, spiritualist, like, more mystical, like kind of more individual inference type of thing, or some shit, like Buddhism or something like that. But even then, like, there's, you know, times where Buddhism has, like, a lot of militant extremist types and shit, too. So it's, like, even they're not totally innocent on this. I mean, no religion really is. Outside of, like, meme religions, like Jediism, or, you know, like, ramen, or Pastafarianism. You know, like, ramenism. Well, I guess there could be another word for it. I mean, but at least when it comes to, like, Pastafarianism or Jediism, I mean, you get, like, little meme religions, but beyond those, like, for genuine, like, serious religions, like, they always have extremists and fundamentalists who are going to act out in very reactionary, violent ways. And when you take religion to its fundamental core, I mean, when it comes to, like, you know, in trying to push or at least, you know, force that type of idea, like, at the end of the day, if no one, you know, adheres to that, you know, ideology, then you take it to the sword. I mean, so many different religions have that kind of interwoven into its, you know, ideology, because, like, at the end of the day, if no one's gonna believe in your shit, you either, like, basically outbreed them or take them to the sword and just kill them off.
Relation to the end of time. And what I found was that...
Oh god, well, man, we gotta check out the humanist report, and now there's a TJ video we gotta look at? Oh my god, now I have a list of things that we gotta look at here. The religion isn't legit unless someone was molested. I guarantee you in Buddhism, or even in some religions like Shintoism and fucking, like, you know, in these other religions, I'm sure it happens too. Like Hinduism, I'm sure it happens, you know, as well. And sure shit happens with Abrahamic religions. So
your fundamental morals and beliefs are so different.
But that's a legit thing. Yeah, honestly, it probably is.
Coexist. There can be improvements. It can be good at times for certain people, but you guys will never live in harmony the way that we do. I mean, we got those cool coexist bumper stickers, and that's a win. Wait, so if there's like a black...
That's not a win in my opinion, but I get the sentiment about it. Well, how the... Wait, what the fuck? I mean, dude, like, I mentioned the coexist bumper stickers, and then... God damn it. Of course, why did I... Like, man... Like...
You're really not supposed to make fun of. Maybe for you guys, but for us, it's different. Here, sending one up. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Fucking knew it. Yo, yo! So
L. Ron Hubbard! Scientology! What the fuck, yo? This keeps getting deeper and deeper. L. Ron Hubbard? Oh my God!
Up here too? Or 3 floors up. Jesus Christ. Somebody call me. See, all the influential people from all of your religions can be found somewhere here. Even the agnostics were right in a way, because if you look at floor 42, God is in a quantum state of existing and not existing. And for you...
Whoa! Whoa! Damn, the quantum state of existing and yet not existing is Schrodinger's God, dude. Damn.
Floor 63 has no God. Knew it! There is no God! On level 63. Are we level 0? Yeah. So wait, does this end, or is there like a top God or something? Hubby? Yeah, I got one coming to the top floor.
Hubby? Did he just say, oh my, I don't ever want to have L. Ron Hubbard, like, referred to as hubby ever again. I don't want to ever hear that again. That was creepy.
Fuck no. You want to get into here?
Ah! No! No! What the? Andrew Tate? Oh my God, he has a fucking whiskey shot. Dude, he has whiskey in a glass. Oh my God. Oh my God, I actually want to off myself right now. Oh no. Oh my God, you know what was so weird is he's actually got like this whole Andrew Tate shit kind of on. Oh my God, he's got a cigar. Oh, he's got the cigar. Oh my God. Ah! What the fuck? I mean, I would need to see it. Oh, dude, no. What the fuck? Dude. Because he's the top J. It's because he top G. That's why. Oh my God, it all makes sense. It's because he's the top J. The taint is top J with his Bugatti. And thus, he's the top level in the... Oh my God. Dude, the layers. This guy is fucking good, dude. The layers of just insanity to build up to the top J himself. Dude, I would have never saw this coming. Oh my God. And oh, dude, the whiskey, the fucking the cigar, dude, just even his like posture and everything. Oh my God. Yo, dude. Interesting. Oh my, no!
I have one question for you. What color is your Bugatti?
What color is your Bugatti?
And a top God will do. And
Venom. You just predicted this, dude. I blame you for this happening.
Taint. Why taint? Because his head looks like a freshly shaven taint? Maybe go with it. Alright, fine. And... it's done. Hey, you ever think maybe we're in a simulation? Whoa.
Wow, dude. The fucking layers. The layers of layers. I mean, that was like some biblical level of layering going on. Dude, wow. And every layer was a different turn I legitimately was not expecting. That was just so good. Holy shit. How am I not even aware of this guy? Well, I'm gonna check him out more often now, because, dude, that was some top G shit. What color is your Bugatti? Oh my God, dude. Oh man, dude. That was just, fucking magnificent. Oh, that was just magnificent. Oh, wow. Beautiful. There, alright, I'm at the mic video, and because I'm gonna mention the thing. You know what? I'm gonna try to find it before I even watch the video. What, you thought you were gonna be able to escape that? Nah. Where the hell is it? Well, evidently it didn't get likes or anything. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it makes it easier to read. I'm gonna scroll till I find the... Where is the camera? Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it at all. Did YouTube even accept it? Or was it just like, hell no? I am like scrolling, like, and scrolling, and scrolling, and scrolling. I guess we would have to have scrolled either way, so. Oh my god. Alright, well. Is this still on there on my end? Well, alright. Offensive language. Oh, I had it on top comments. Here, let me go on newest. Okay. You remember the time frame of when you sent it? Because I want to skip past all these ones that are like an hour ago. Unless it was about an hour ago. Wait. Oh, no. It's like when it was posted. So it's going to be at the very beginning. Oh, God. Okay, so... Gotta go to the very fuck begin. Wait. I think I might have just saw it, like... No. Wait, right? No, yep, no. Okay. Keep going. Let's keep it going. And we'll just kind of go from the bottom to the up. Okay. Up. Ah, found it. Well, I found it, but it's so simple. I guess I can see why, frankly, I mean, didn't get too much of a response to it, I guess. But, like, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, you're stuck in Bama. Like, I mean, you said it at the very end of it, and the thing is, like, you know, it's just... You can't necessarily lose, you know, like, the hope in this shit. I mean, there's always going to be at least a little something, you know, going on. You know, it's like, that's kind of thing. There's always at least a little something that, you know, there is at least to look up to and shit. I mean, there's always some sort of a light. Even like the most dimmest light, you know, can be seen from pretty far away. Even in the darkest of tunnels. Like, you know, like, when it comes to a candlelight, you know, the farthest a human can see a candlelight's like, I think it's like, well over a mile away. I think about like 2 miles away. Just with a little candlelight. So, I mean, you know, just, you know, all in all, like, if you think about it, like, I mean, you know, when it comes down to it, even the smallest little light can be seen from quite a distance. I mean, partly, why do you think we could see stars, you know, literally millions of years away?
So I personally did not think that this was possible, but Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, who we all know and hate, he actually said something that was perfectly...
Panthecolastic worlds are of a terrifying in concept. I mean, sure. But, I mean, like, my point still stands.
Shocking, I know. And, of course, since he said something that was...
Because we still gotta watch the TJ video that was posted here. Oh, God. Oh, no, he's gonna talk about the milkers. Oh, he's gonna talk about the milkers, isn't he? Oh, no, man. We're gonna have to... Oh, okay.
Most reasonable...
I guess we'll have to brace for that eventually here.
Human beings, it caused outrage.
Imagine oceans... well, yeah, Neptune. Or, like, Europa. I mean, Europa is a water moon. Like, it has a surface of, like, thick ice that is ever-changing because of the gravity of Jupiter. And it has all these different cracks and different, like, fresh surface level of ice and all this other shit going on. But deep inside of that is basically just, like, a deep, you know, like, unimaginable, like, ocean. It's, you know, that is very likely teeming with all sorts of different life potentially. I mean, microlife, I mean, I'll admit, but nonetheless, I mean, there's a very strong possibility there is life on that moon. We just, you know, and from what I understand, there are at least, you know, things in research and development to try to, like, you know, seed, you know, something in the ice, you know, so we can go into the actual ocean underneath the ice surface, and be able to try to, you know, gain research and data, you know, from what might be lying underneath. Intelligent life. Well, in order to find the intelligent life, you kind of need to, you know, discover the microlife first. And the thing is, like, if there's microlife, then that at least, you know, opens the door far more likely to the idea of intelligent life. I mean, you're not going to find intelligent life, you know, before finding microlife or just basic life like plants or, you know, wild animals like we would see on our planet. It's theoretically possible. I don't want to do that. Jupiter literally plays way too much of an important role for Earth. Like, you want to know why Earth has been bombarded by a bunch of asteroids and meteorites that can literally destroy us outside of maybe the off-handed one, like, you know, for the dinosaurs and shit like that? Because Jupiter eats them up. I'm okay with it. Well, then Earth will literally get bombarded to shit with meteorites and stuff. Like, I mean, I'd rather not impact Jupiter. We can, like, we'd probably have better outcomes if, like, you know, Neptune or something.
Among his Republican followers. And honestly, let's be clear, to even call his
infinite food production, how would you even get fucking food, you know, out of Jupiter?
Statement, his tweets.
You wouldn't have to move Jupiter to do it. But, I mean, over time, you would be... Well, I guess Jupiter's so fucking big. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like, you know, like... It seems risky, even just doing it. Like, I mean, because you'd have to be so close to Jupiter, and with how insanely intense the gravitational pull is of Jupiter, like... How in the fuck would you even do it? Let's not get into that right now. Let's watch this.
It really just feels like
I want to get into these. I have a list of things we're watching here.
Because this is the bare minimum. Like, it is the bare minimum expectation for basic human decency. But having said that, though, the bar is very low, so I do feel inclined to give him credit. So what exactly am I talking about? Well, without further ado...
That could survive the atmosphere. You know how fast the winds are on Jupiter? There literally are thousands and thousands of miles faster than any fucking storm that you can even conceive of on our Earth. Like, even the most minor of storms on Jupiter would destroy everything on this planet. With how insane the fucking weather storms are. Like, and that's just Jupiter. Like, you know, Saturn has the same thing going on with that. I mean, I wouldn't mess with that. Like, I mean, I would try to maybe really look at other planets before, you know, trying to have something like Jupiter, because of just how of a giant Jupiter is, you know, especially of a colossal feat it would take to harness anything from it. You would have better luck harvesting stuff from its moons. Besides, the requirements would be class 2. We're not even close to that. We're not even remotely close to anything like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. We're not even class 1. We're literally like class 0. We're none of that.
Reacted to this story shared by the New York Times on Monday, where they say the president of Uganda signed a punitive anti-gay bill on Monday that includes the death penalty, enshrining into law an intensifying crackdown against LGBTQ people in the East African nation. It is one of the world's most restrictive anti-gay measures. Now, in response, Ted Cruz tweeted, "This Uganda law is horrific and wrong. Any law criminalizing homosexuality or imposing the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality is grotesque and an abomination. All civilized nations should join together in condemning this human rights abuse."
And also, whoa, yes, so I have seen this tweet. I didn't even notice the hashtag LGBTQ there. Like, honestly, is trying to get daddy points if his daughter was gay. Well, that, and also, I mean, I think this actually can show a difference between certain levels in conservative Christendom. Like, you got, like, you know, MAGA types, your far-right fascist, genocidal Nazi fucking Christians. And then you got, like, you know, traditional, you know, tradcon conservative Christian types and shit, like, you know, Ted Cruz, who aren't really as violent about the shit. They're all about like, oh, well, they're just victims of sin and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But, the person themselves, isn't the problem. Like, I bet honestly Ted Cruz is one of those fucking type of people. Like, he thinks, homosexuality and being queer is a sin and all, but, like, when it comes to, like, one's homosexuality, I'm not going to, like, condemn them as an individual. I'm going to condemn their homosexuality. Like, they're still going to be homophobic bigots, but they're not going to overtly, like, go out of their fucking way to, like, dehumanize you to the point that they want to death penalty you or put you in a fucking camp. Like, they just want to essentially try to pray the gay out of you. Like, basically, that's what they want to do. I mean, and just trying to invoke God in every way to, till Sunday, when it comes to that shit. Which actually, I have a little funny story before I went to Seattle when I was hanging out at the Portland train station yesterday. But I'm going to hold that thought at least until near the end of this video.
Hashtag LGBTQ. Now, I get it. The bar is very, very low here, right? He just simply said we shouldn't kill gay people or imprison them for life if they happen to be gay. It feels like he shouldn't get credit for this, but I'm going to give him credit for this given the climate in U.S. politics currently. Because him saying that, believe it or not, is not something that his own supporters agree with. In fact, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of responses to him where they unequivocally condemned him for denouncing this vehemently homophobic law. Here's a couple of examples here. LMAO, what are you conserving? Uganda is based. I want sodomy laws back. Homosexuality is a sign of civilizational decline. Grotesque abomination.
And that guy, I can guarantee you, is literally a great, like, legit a fucking Nazi. Like, I mean, he literally has, like, some, like, old picture of some person. Literally is, like, named his, like, account after said person. Like, I guarantee you this dude's just a fucking Nazi. Straight up.
Nah, the Uganda law is based and should be worldwide. Make homosexuality shameful again. You just...
MHSA. That's not even, like, an acronym you can, like... Misha? Whatever. You just lost my support. Lex Rex 1776. Oh my god, another Nazi. Why is there only 5 stars here?
Support. Ted Cruz is pro-butt sex.
Okay, that one got a little chuckle out of me. Someone's in the closet. Now, this person's in the closet for sure.
Disgusting and anti-life. Why do you hate life, Ted? Gay is not okay. Uganda follows Christian values more closely than Texas. You should be ashamed.
That honestly is kind of telling, predominantly and mainly because, like, you want to know why Uganda was able to get this all passed? It's because the Christian nationalist fascist types here in the United States and internationally. Because, a lot of, this whole, like, transphobic shit that Ron DeSantis has been doing has actually been, like, essentially a playbook that Viktor Orban in Hungary, started. I mean, it's not like the whole, like, rhetoric against trans people and queer people and this whole fascist rhetoric, didn't start with Viktor Orban, but at least, the playbook of how they're executing that, is, partially kind of his framework. And Ron DeSantis basically Americanized that and by proxy has been exported into other fucking countries by Christian far-right fascist evangelicals and shit that do make a lot of missions into different countries in Africa and shit like that. So, which is, if you think about it, kind of like a weird religious neocolonialism that's still going on today, by the way.
Is based. It's actually
all these motherfuckers right here are proving that, by the way. Just saying. Like, they're all saying, oh, this is good. We're spreading our Christianity to African countries to where they can at least, get a head start on curbing the herd of queer people there. Because at least, they can potentially, like, weirdly, progress into, civilization, more properly because of that, because now these, black people over there in Africa are so degenerate in their mind. It's also a very strongly racist, subconscious thinking, too, if you think about it. Okay, they did. What the fuck? You're charging, like, you're plugged in, charging. Why are my headphones plugged in? Or how they get, what the okay,
our country would be. Ted, I'm very disappointed in your take here. Homosexuality is sinful and unnatural.
Oh my god. Why is he named after a squirrel? I mean, it's like, bro, I guarantee you Ted Cruz still thinks that. He just thinks, like, literally killing people over it is wrong and grotesque. Like, that's what he also thinks. And I'm willing to bet that he probably does believe that. Like, I don't think he's willing to go so far as to use capital punishment to deal with homosexuality as, you know, being a, quote, unnatural sin. I guarantee you Ted Cruz still thinks that. He just isn't willing to go to the full fascist Nazi level like, you know, a lot of these fucking psychopaths, you know, are fucking saying. And honestly, the reason why these, you know, posts have been boosted so much is because of fucking Elon Musk, too, by the way. Oh my god, did they connect again? What? I'm Perry, asshole!
Pretty logical to me if you're Uganda. Right now, we made a societal mistake when we normalized deviancy. You would have hated God's law, Ted. Glad you're here now to fix all that God got wrong. Oh, Ted, I'm not even...
Okay, this is funny. I mean, this picture in it itself is actually kind of funny. In a vacuum, the picture is kind of funny.
You went gay. This person actually had to Google a photograph of two men kissing to dunk on Ted Cruz here.
And you know what? Like, that says more about the person that made the meme than anything. That's why I think in the vacuum, the meme is kind of funny.
You're hashtagging LGBTQ. Christianity must take a back seat in your life. Hashtag WWJD, which for those of you who don't know...
What would Jesus do?
Stands for what would Jesus do, and yeah, Jesus would probably also want to kill gay people if you read the Bible. Another person said delete this, and last but not least, woke Ted Cruz. So that is where we're at in 2023 America, folks. If you simply say that jailing gays for life is wrong, or killing them is wrong, well, congratulations, you've been infected with the woke mind virus.
Based?
And I understand that reading all of that is probably very depressing. I apologize for putting you through that. But I need people to understand that this is a very widespread sentiment. It's not like there were a couple of tweets with no engagement that denounced Ted Cruz. That was widespread, and a lot of those tweets had tons of likes, hundreds of likes in some...
I mean, like I said from earlier, I think a lot of it has to do with Elon Musk, you know, just basically hyper-platforming these far-right freaks and shit. Actually, you know what, you know, like, actually, I want to kind of get into, actually have a little funny, souvenir from the interaction. Now, I'll save for a second, though. But, like, there's, like, this older lady at this, at the, station in, the Union Station in Portland. And, like, out of nowhere, she came up to me and offered me a couple, like, little, lifesavers. Yeah, and I was just like, hey, you know what? Sure. You know, it's like a couple little candies, you know, to snack on while I'm on the train. Sure, why not? And, like, not even 5 minutes later, she comes back. And it's like, you know, and she was like, you know, it's like, hey, I was reading this funny story or something. And it was really a 2021 story or some shit, like, from back when, like, by the way, the website was the Epoch Times. If you don't know, it's literally just a propaganda outlet for the right wing, by the way. And as soon as I saw that, I went, uh-oh. Like, I literally in my mind, I went, oh no. And this actually caught me so off guard. I really didn't even know how to respond that much. Besides, like, sure, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah, you know, just basically like that, because I was literally caught way the fuck off guard, that I meant, like, an ironic QAnoner, just out of the blue randomly, basically, because, I mean, I will admit, she was actually kind of, like, a nice lady. I'm not gonna, like, dog on her, but just the fact that she just seems, like, unironically just a sadly brainwashed type of person. Like, because she was, like, mentioning, it's like, you know, it's like, because it was about, like, the articles she sent, that she was, like, showing me was basically when, the CDC got, like, you know, like, a lot of people, again, it was, like, back in 2021, so it's, like, when they all got infected because they had, like, a little meeting together or whatever the fuck, and she was mentioned, like, yeah, so you worry about, like, you know, these type of people, like, Dinesh D'Souza, she mentioned him, and a few others, and I was like, yeah, I'm aware of their names and stuff. I mean, I'm kind of politically active. I mean, I know all sorts of different names, and I kind of listed off, you know, just random names. She's like, yeah, I'm familiar with some of those, but not all of them. You know, so, oh, well, that's nice, and, you know, you're at least active, and blah, blah, blah. I never stated my views, because, again, I was so caught off guard, I didn't want to, like, I mean, I just, in a weird way, it was just like, what the fuck? I mean, it's like, I mean, you're nice, so I don't want to be like, fuck you, go away, because you're a freak, you know, with your ideas, because honestly, I just feel like you're just more brainwashed to it, more so than anything. And then, because she was taking a different train than I was, so before, like, you know, she's like, yeah, you know, I just want to share that with you, and I think, you know, like, you're, you know, really, you know, nice kid, and blah, blah, and I see a lot of light in you, and blah, blah, you know, and all sort of shit. And then she also at one point asked if I wanted to, like, you know, accept Jesus as my Lord Savior in my heart, and whatever. I was like, and I didn't lie to her, because what I said was, like, oh, my mom actually did that a long time ago, actually, when I was a kid, you know, which is true. But at this point, I've rejected that, but I never mentioned it. So I didn't, like, you know, like, totally white lie. I was just like, oh, yeah, back when I was, like, 10 or 11 or something like that. And, you know, my mom did that to me, you know, after, like, a church service or something. So, I mean, you know, like, it's like, I mean, growing up, I, you know, kind of grew up a little religious. I mean, I mentioned I was, like, not as much, but I'm just kind of, you know, like, just kind of taking, you know, just kind of taking things with my, quote-unquote, my own path, and just, you know, and just kind of going with the flow for right now, you know, and just, you know, seeing what happens, basically. Which, in a way, I am. You know, like, I never really lied to her. I just never really was overt about my views, because, again, I was just, like, you know, being in public at a train station and out of nowhere, just being thrown off by that. I was just, like, I was just literally so caught off guard, you know, and I was, like, my brain literally had a .exe stop working moment, like, legitimately there for a second. And then, before she left, and she gave me this thing. And she's like, here, I wanted to give you this, you know, and, you know, hope you have a, you know, good trip and the rest of your day and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, yeah, thanks, and you have a good one, too. And so, yeah, like, I unironically got this weird little thing, yeah, souvenir, which, whatever. At least she didn't give me some more Jesus-y thing. It just really says hope, so. Or some other right-leaning thing. It's just like a generic phrase on a little thing that she probably made, honestly. I mean, that's why I ain't gonna dog on her, like, too much, because, I mean, again, she just kind of seemed like she was just kind of just, like, brainwashed, you know, down, like, basically Facebook memes and Dinesh D'Souza bullshit. Which, she asked you if you wanted to tickle or pickle, and you freaked out. Dude, she was like fucking 16, a hardcore Christian weirdo. Like, hell fuck no, she accepting Jesus in my heart. And yes, it freaked me out. I mean, she was at least, like, you know, nice about it, like, you know, the overall encounter, but I was just, like, definitely, like, hey, you know, thanks, but no, because I guess technically it already happened, but I sure shouldn't gonna accept it now. So, I mean, it's just weird. Like, I mean, I never thought I would actually get that random ass, like, encounter out of nowhere, especially in Portland. It's like, man, I would expect that in, like, fucking, like, somewhere in the Midwest or the South or some shit, or even in fucking Washington, frankly. But no, it was at the train station of Portland. It's like, okay. I mean, you know what? Well, whatever. I mean, honestly, there are, unfortunately, some random, you know, older people like that around here. Should have said, I'll come in you, but Jesus can't come in me. Oh my god. Nah, dude, what the fuck, bro? Nah, dude, that's just, that's awful. That's just bad, dude. I mean, honestly, the main reason why I didn't really, like, overtly kind of get, like, a little challengey about it, or at least not, like, you know, aggressively or anything, but, you know, it's just because, like, my train was actually about to show up literally with, like, you know, I was, like, within 10 minutes of boarding myself, and she was also about to leave, too, and then there was the fact that I was just in a public area, and there's all sorts of other people, like, that's just, like, something that it was just like it's not time for, like, you know, some crazy deep political debate, you know, or political conversation. I was just like, I mean, you know, if it was like we were waiting there for hours, and sure, but I mean, my god, dude, I was just like, hell no. I was not in the mood for it. It really did honestly catch me so fucking off guard. I was just like, what the hell? You've been more old white women than osteoporosis? What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, how would I even have time? Okay, like, even if that was even, like, let's even grant this hypothetical scenario. Where in the fuck would the time be? Like, I mean, and especially considering she was an evangelical, right-wing kind of Christian type, you know, like, and I'm not. How in the like, I'm a demon for all intents and purposes, like, you know, like, she would have been, like, tempting, you know, herself to some demons and shit, which I guess, in a way, there's, like, I guess, a level of attractiveness of that, but no, like, I mean, even for a granny, she was nowhere near my type. Christian girls are freaks in bed. Like a 6-year-old weird Christian girl, well, maybe, I don't know, but, like, she wasn't even my type. And she just had, like, this really weird, like, spiritual, like, aura about her that was just really off-putting. So, I mean, just, no. Like, she initially got on the right foot, offered me the lifesavers, but then she came back with spreading, you know, trying to, like, you know, show some of the right-wing propaganda stuff, and I was like, uh-oh. I mean, at this point, like, honestly, I probably would have, you know, mentioned something, but, you know, like, you know, now thinking in hindsight, I mean, being like, you know, it's like, yeah, I've heard Dinesh D'Souza, but, like, you know, there's a lot of things where he isn't necessarily, like, totally correct on and stuff, and, you know, it's like, you know, and I wouldn't necessarily totally trust everything he says, and blah, 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 which, frankly, that's just another way of saying he literally lies about everything. So, I mean, it's just like, I mean, you know, like, it's, in a way, I kind of wanted to try to challenge it a little bit, but, I didn't want to, like, set her off or something, you know, that was also another thing that was going on in my mind, like, if I challenged her, would she, like, go off or something? Oh, now that I remember, too, there was, like, a Mariners game going on, like a baseball game, while the concert was going on, and, for some reason, like, there was a Christian proselytizer fucking, like, trying to, like, you know, like, you proselytize the sins that, you know, these baseball fans have done against the world or something. It was just, like, I was so tempted to be like, why are you trying to bother these people who just want to enjoy a baseball game? Like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, do you really think you're winning anybody over with this? Like, I was so tempted to just, like, fucking burst this bubble and just, like, and honestly, even record a video a little bit low-key. I was so tempted. But, you know, but it was also near the venue that I actually got wrong, because there's 2 venues in Seattle that are basically named the goddamn same thing. So I was like, you know, even then, even if I did do that, I wouldn't even really have had time for it. So it's like, I'm kind of glad I didn't. But I was just, like, overhearing it, and I kind of murmured on it, so it's like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, while I'm waiting across the street, and I was just like, man, this son of a bitch, like, ugh. Man, I hate street preacher motherfuckers like that. Especially when it comes to, like, some big event, like a concert or like a sports game, and you got these weirdos that are, you know, trying to win hearts and minds with their stupid shit. It's like, man, I mean, they kind of want it, but you know what? I'll be there to give it to them a little bit. It's like, 'cause fuck it, it just really does irk me a little bit. It's like, dude, like, I mean, you know, if you're gonna prophesize this shit, say this to, like, you know, different churches in your neighborhood or something. Like, you know, try to be like a guest speaker. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, be a guest speaker at different churches or something if you really want to prophesize to people. Because at least then, you'll be speaking to people that want to hear your fucking message, bro. Like, because no one out here wants to hear it. They want to enjoy a baseball game. They want to go to a concert, my dude. You know, they want to just, like, hang out in Seattle and enjoy the sights. Like, they don't want to hear you. So, like, you know, just, like, you're annoying people. I mean, it's right, guys, very clearly in the Bible. Thou shalt not leave peanut shells under the bleachers. I mean, fair enough, though, because then you get pigeons and, like, seagulls, you know, trying to, like, get all up in your grill, and then they get your hot dog and shit like that, you know, it's not a good thing. It's understandable, actually. Man, you know, again, I love Seattle, but I hate how there was no nightlife there. Once that concert was over, like, everything was closed. Even the train station, I had to sit outside in the fucking Seattle night. It sucked. I mean, it was okay, though, but it still kind of sucked. Thou shalt not fucketh and diaseth. Well, yeah. The thing is, there's a misinterpretation about that, though. They meant the asseth of your donkey, not like the ass of another man or another woman. They just meant your donkey. Thou shalt not fucketh and diaseth. They meant your donkey, not, or your mule, and not your you know, like, they were saying not to fuck, you know, like an animal, basically. Like, I mean, it was clear in the Bible there. I mean, so it didn't say anything about fucking, you know, like, the booty. It just said don't fuck a donkey, because that's fucked up. Don't do that. That's, like, why? Don't be like that. It's not cool.
But to his credit, despite the backlash, he doubled down on this, I guess, highly controversial stance that you shouldn't kill gay people, and he doubled down in a response.
Wait, Ted Cruz actually did double down? Jenna, I'm not sure why you're defending this barbaric Ugandan law and imposes life imprisonment for consenting adults to engage in gay sex. That's ridiculous. Wait, whoa! You and I may or may not agree with their choices, but consenting adults should not go to jail. Oh, so, okay, so you know what? Yeah. Like, honestly, my point, you know, to kind of bring it all the way back, you know, from this clip initially when I was talking about Ted Cruz, like, he's kind of one of these traditional conservatives who thinks, you know, the act of gay sex and homosexuality is still sin and unnatural, but nonetheless, if consenting adults wish to partake in such sinful actions, that's their choice. Like, you know, that's kind of the weird thing about some of these, you know, conservative Christians. There is, like, a subsect that are basically the equivalent of fucking Nazis about shit like this, but there's also subsects of them that aren't, in a weird way, but also are still bigoted about shit. But when push comes to shove, will actually be defensive of queer people and shit, even though they really are still kind of bigoted against them because they still see the idea of being queer as an unnatural sin. They just, you know, have, like, an understanding that you shouldn't kill somebody or imprison them for life just because they choose, you know, to make that action or whatever. At least in their mind, they think it's a choice. Like, I mean, like, having gay sex or being gay or whatever the fuck, that's, I mean, like, you're either gay or bi or you're not. Like, I mean, it's not really a choice. Like, I like gay sex, whether, you know, in, you know, receiving or giving and shit, because I like it. It's fun. Same thing with any other sex and shit, because that's the fun life of being bi. You like all the sex.
To former Trump attorney Jenna Ellis, writing, Jenna, not sure why you're defending this barbaric Ugandan law. It imposes life imprisonment for consenting adults who engage in gay sex. That's ridiculous. You or I may or may not agree with their choices, but consenting adults should not go to jail for what they do in their own bedrooms. And as you can see here, she also called his tweet pro-gay. Because, again, this is where we're at in 2023.
And the thing is, like, I don't even necessarily think Ted Cruz is being pro-gay or anything. I think it's just being pro, like, don't kill people over fucking consenting actions they decide to choose over. He's still conservative and still kind of bigoted and wrong about, like, how would he go about dealing with, like, queer rights and stuff like that. But where he is correct on is not imprisoning them for life or to criminalize them to the point where they basically are, you know, killed and shit. Like, I mean, you know, there is a line in the sand where he's like, all right, no, you're going too far with this. I mean, and there's a legit, frankly, a decent subsect, mainly a predominantly moderate conservative types that do view, like, homosexuality or just queer people in this way. I mean, you know, and this, even then, is still somewhat of a gray area, because there are some conservatives that might have gay relatives and shit, and are a lot more, like, defensive about, you know, queer rights and shit, because they have relatives and family members, whether they're children, or, like, brothers, cousins, uncles, whatever the fuck, that might be gay or queer or whatever, and overall will, you know, like, you know, have a lot more of an understanding about it. They might still be conservative of pretty much literally everything else, but at least they're a little bit more progressive about, you know, LGBT issues. How's that, Mr.? Oh, Logic, hey, it's been a long minute, man. Just came back from Seattle today, actually. So I'm just kind of hanging out, shooting shit, having fun now. I uploaded a bunch of videos from the show and shit. I still need to upload a couple more.
Despite Ted Cruz's past as a passionate homophobe, he's now woke or pro-LGBTQ for simply denouncing life imprisonment or the death penalty for homosexuality. It's just astonishing that we've come this far, or we've fallen.
It's interesting. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional champion there once. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, Seattle really is interesting. I, like, you know, just like Portland, I have a love-hate relationship with Seattle at this point. I love Seattle because, like, if you're there during the day, especially, or in the early evening, Seattle's fucking lit. Like, it's legit. But as soon as it's, like, after 10 o'clock, it fucking sucks. Like, because there's, like, nothing open. There's, like, practically really barely anything open. Like, some bars might stay up until, like, midnight at, like, the latest. And then, like, once it is, like, about 11 to midnight, it's just dead. Outside of just, like, people walking around at night or, you know, the homeless people and shit, basically. I mean, like, like, honestly, like, the nightlife in Seattle sucks dick. Like, at least Portland has a fucking nightlife. Like, nightlife in Portland lasts until fucking 2 a.m. and shit. Or 2:30, really, at the latest. Like, I mean, shit, at least, you know, like, we have bars that stay open until, like, 2 a.m. around here. Like, in Seattle, they're a dick. It's just like, what the fuck? Seattle's nightlife is non-existent. At least Portland has a fucking nightlife. It's just like, damn. First time people sounds kind of... Yeah, it did. Like, there was a 7-Eleven that I was thinking about maybe grabbing a snack and, you know, brewski, you know, while just waiting for the, you know, train, you know, while I'm sitting outside a train station, because I knew I was going to have to do that. But by the time I got to 7-Eleven, it was closed! Closed! 7-Elevens are 24/7! When do they close? It's just like, that threw me off guard. I was like, what? You know, I was trying to open the door, and the guy was, you know, coming up, being like, no, we're closed. And I went, huh? And he's like, and he pointed over to where the times are, and I went and said midnight. I went, oh. I just kind of went like that, shrugged, and went, oh, okay, I get it. But I was like, I kind of had to show a little of my frustration, and he just kind of shrugged and went, sorry, basically. The shrug of like, oh, sorry, it's just, you know, like I'm off now, or closing up so I can get off. And it's like, damn. Because, like, I was looking inside, I was like, man, there's, like, actually some stuff in there. Like, I mean, I could have gotten something, maybe, but, like, no, I guess not. And there wasn't AM PM, but I wasn't even gonna fucking take the risk, dude. I wasn't even gonna do it. Like, because it's apparently on Google, it said 24 hours, but that's what it said for the 7-Eleven, but it was closed. So I wasn't even gonna take the risk. I was like, nope, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm at the train station, I'm staying here, I don't care if I'm sitting here for, like, 5 hours. I don't give a shit. Bug it. But at least I wasn't alone. There's a few other people from the concert that I went to that were hanging out and shit, you know, there too. So I at least had some people to hang with, and I wasn't totally by myself. Moving back to Japan, hopefully in September, which Japan's nightlife is lit in Osaka and Tokyo. Oh, dude, I bet, bro. Dude, I imagine.
Just within the span of a year. Particularly a couple of months. It's really depressing. But I do have some good news at the...
Oh, and I bet you could... Dude, I bet that, you know, taking trains in Japan are going to be so lit. Because I took a train to Seattle, and that was honestly like a fucking, like, mind-opener. Like, because it was so cool, you know, to see a lot of the countryside, and just, like, honestly, how so easily convenient it is really to take a train in comparison to flying. I was just like, oh my god. We need bullet trains. We need fast-speed rail. We need high-speed rail. We need, like, upgraded rail in this country so fucking bad, because imagine the based luxury we can have when it comes to trains. Because, I mean, with Amtrak, it was actually legit. It was actually not that bad, especially for, like, a little 3-hour train ride. I mean, so, like, just imagine if I was high-speed rail and it only took, like, about, like, an hour or so, give or take, you know, to reach your destination or some shit. Oh, my God, bro.
Of this video, so...
Wait, hold on. Let me take the screen down. What the fuck was that? Oh, it says spam detected. Okay, it's a spam. Alright, well, fuck that then.
Around for that, if this is kind of getting you down. But I need people to understand that this extreme...
Trains are awesome. Love not needing to drive or fly. Well, don't get me wrong, I love flying, but, I mean, going to Seattle, flying is just not necessary. Like, it really isn't. Like, you can easily just, you know, take a train there, or just drive there, because driving there is about 2.5 hours, and a train ride is about 3 hours, so it's about equivocal, you know, all in all. And at least depending on where you're going, you know, in that area. Like, you know, if I was going to go to a concert to like, the Tacoma Dome or something, Amtrak literally has a station right outside of the Tacoma Dome. So I can easily take, like, you know, a train ride, you know, from a concert at the Tacoma Dome, and maybe even potentially, like, you know, take a train ride the same night, you know, or at least, you know, just hang out at the train station over at Tacoma for a little bit, and just, you know, take the first one out. But cars are better than horse and buggy. That would be a spicy take back in, like, 1903. Bro, it's 2023, my guy. No one's talking about horse and buggy. We're talking about, like, trains and upgrading them and making them more efficient and better and, like, you know, and a far better means of transportation from, the, like, you know, jumping from town to town and stuff. Having to clean up after. No one's talking about that. Who mentioned this? You're the only one who's talking about this. No one's talking about this. Like, outside of just, like, you know, some sort of a tourist thing or some sort of a meme or, like, you know, some shit like that. Like, I mean, or the Amish. Like, no one's doing horse and buggy. Like, every now and then you might have a city that, you know, can incorporate some shit like that. Which, honestly, like, I'm okay with it. Like, if there are some towns that, like, you know, for the fun of it, you know, want to have, like, horse and buggy and shit, I mean, you know, like, sure. I mean, I'm not against it, but, like, it's not an efficient means of transportation and stuff. It's just kind of a fun little thing that, you know, people in the city or, like, you know, tourists can do. Like, I mean, that's about as far as I'll take it. Because, frankly, at the end of the day, there's far better means of transportation, for sure. And also the conditions and treatment of horses when it comes to being, like, horse and buggy, you know, workhorses. I mean, the conditions are never great. I mean, these days they're usually okay, but, I mean, horses are never really given good treatment, sadly. I'm gonna skip your city. Oh my fucking god. You know Portland has horse and buggy, right? It's never used that often, but every now and then it comes out. I mean, you know, but guess what? We have light rail, we have buses, we have streetcars, we have fucking taxis, we got trains, we got fucking everything. We got, like, easy, accessible pedestrian walkways and areas, parks galore. Like, transportation is easy around here, dude. Like, I mean, you know, horse and buggy is actually not really much of a thing, but they are around here. But it's just more of, like, you know, something that you would schedule ahead of time, basically. Like, it's something that you basically, like, you know, schedule, you know, as a thing for yourself just because you want to do it. Like, it's not, like, actually, like, a thing that, you know, people just, you know, like, have available. It's not like I'm waiting at the bus stop, but also there's, like, a, you know, a route that is a horse and buggy. Like, that's not a thing. I mean, frankly, I would think that would be kind of cool. Like, you know, having, like, you know, just going down, like, maybe Broadway or a certain street where there's, like, a certain lane dedicated just for horse and buggy. I mean, I would be alright with that. I'm not against it. But whatever. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Almost.
I mean, I'm okay with any form of transportation, whatever is the most efficient. And if somebody wants to use, like, some different form of it, you know, for the fun of it, like horse and buggy or some shit, whatever, fine. I mean, let there be a service for them for that if they want to. I mean, there's also taxis, Ubers, fucking all. There's literally, like, a galore of forms of transportation at this point. Like, I mean, it's, you know, at this point, just make, you know, all these forms of transportation the most efficient way possible. I mean, like, and that includes trains, light rail, buses, everything. Because we can easily do it. Other countries have figured it out.
Esque views that we're seeing from the right, it doesn't just start and end with LGBTQ plus people. For example, far-right influencer Ian Miles Chong got ratioed into oblivion for simply
Bruh. This fucking little Nazi, dude. Jews aren't the problem. Then who is? Oh, I guess gay people. But who usually spreads the homosexual agenda and degeneracy? A lot of Nazis think that Jews. So, which is it, Ian? Yes, he is an Asian. He's from I think he's from Singapore. And yet he spreads fascist Nazi propaganda in America endlessly on Twitter and shit. And worldwide, frankly. It won't be spared. Well, he probably would for a time.
To an anti-Semitic tweet by saying Jews aren't the problem, and his followers roasted him, and some of them even shared pro-Hitler images because...
Dude, I hate Elon Musk so fucking much. This shit, like, I'm just gonna be honest, like, I hated Twitter even before Elon Musk took over. I don't even think Twitter was that great in the first place, but I'm just gonna, like, you know, be blunt here. I don't even think fucking, like, you know, Jack what's his face, would have like this shit's so fucking platformed heavily, when it came to like, his iteration of the platform.
Of course, but it doesn't even stop there, because in response to a video of Biden saying that he's taking unprecedented action to fight hate and anti-Semitism, Lauren Boebert responded by saying, when they say stuff like this, they mean they want to go after conservatives.
Well, broken clock right twice a day, I guess, because guess what? When it comes to fighting anti-Semitic extremism and shit like that, and hate and and stuff like that, like, I wonder who's predominantly the biggest voices about that. Conservative. Curious.
Way to tell on yourself, Bobo.
No shit.
Fucking moron. But I want to stress that we're no longer just seeing typical right-wing bigotry. None of this is standard bigotry. Bigotry involves somebody not wanting a marginalized group to have civil rights. This rhetoric that we're seeing is extremist and genocidal, and you don't have to speculate where it would take us if we follow this ideology to its logical conclusion, because they've already told us they want what Uganda has in America. And Uganda's bill is so bad that, again, it is viewed as one of the most homophobic laws in the world. But ironically, Uganda didn't necessarily come up with this by themselves. This homophobic wave that we're seeing in Uganda and other countries is the result of U.S. meddling. But first...
just like I was saying from earlier at the very beginning of this. Which isn't inherently strictly just... at least, with this very specific type of influence, isn't inherently just an American thing. Like, this is broadly a fascist type of thing, and a lot of the broader extremist, anti-queer playbook right now is, at least in some part, a result of Viktor Orban and his fascism in Hungary. At least in some part. So, I mean, because of, him literally visiting America and visiting a lot of these fascistic politicians from DeSantis to Marjorie Greene, all these other motherfuckers, especially at the Texas CPAC and shit, making a speech there, by the way. Like, absolutely has played a major influence in the far-right fascistic framework, that American fascists here are, playing by. For sure, absolutely. I mean, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, you can't really deny that. So, I mean, and a major part of that, is now being exported into the rest of the world, which we're seeing that as a result of Uganda.
To the law itself. So as LGBTQ Nation explains, while homosexual sex was already punishable by life imprisonment in Uganda...
I kind of like what he's got going on here. Did he just literally just put a sticker on his face? He said, fuck it, I'm putting a sticker on my face. Dude, I dig it.
Under the country's colonial-era penal code, the new law imposes a life sentence...
And I like the sticker. Some Ugandans are gay. Get over it. And true.
Promotion and funding of same-sex activities, and even bans identifying as LGBTQ+. It makes what the law describes as acts of aggravated homosexuality punishable by the death penalty.
I wonder what that means.
Politico notes the law defines aggravated homosexuality as same-sex relations involving HIV-positive people, children, or other vulnerable people.
I feel like this will impact so many more fucking people that are not just gay.
Many of the fascists in Ted Cruz's replies used the law's definition of aggravated homosexuality to basically defend the law, saying that this doesn't apply to all gays, it only applies to HIV-positive people and pedophiles specifically. The problem, however, is that this law is framed so as to conflate homosexuality with pedophilia. And it also suggests that gays are plague-ridden deviants who are knowingly spreading diseases. But I mean, what if
It's basically like the 80s gay panic shit again. But it's in Uganda this time.
Positive gay people...
Honestly, I just kind of had that little bit of a realization with that.
Or, because of this law, the death penalty. I mean, what if somebody simply accuses a gay person of being a pedophile? What's the standard for evidence? Furthermore, is this going to be a Trojan horse for an expansion, because their first law, which criminalized homosexuality, was expanded here. So what's going to stop them from conflating a man acting too effeminate around a child as pedophilia? I mean, it is a very slippery slope here, and we're already seeing
that's kind of the purpose of it.
Surge of homophobic harassment as a result of these laws. But it's not just queer people who are being harassed, it's anyone who is perceived to be LGBTQ. So this will affect straight and cis people as well. That's what they don't realize. But I mean, when you have this culture that is deeply homophobic, you can't just create these exceptions and not expect innocent people to get caught up, because they will get swept up in this. But even though politicians like Ted Cruz are against these laws, it should still worry us that there are so many right-wingers who publicly support laws that are this homophobic. But we shouldn't really be shocked by this, because homophobia is something that American evangelicals exported to Uganda and other countries as well, to be clear. And they basically used these countries as testing grounds for their highly conservative social policies. And the goal ultimately...
I mean, this is definitely very true. I mean, I guess like a one little asterisk and addendum I would make is that while I guess like American fascistic, evangelicalism is like the predominant influence, it's not just America. Like, that's why, it was kind of emphasizing with Viktor Orban with his, like, at least some of his basic framework he's done in Hungary as, like, kind of a part of an asterisk or addendum, a part of that, is because, I mean, fascists internationally, even if, like, in different countries they don't necessarily have the power, or maybe they are in power, they will, like, interact and, have influence with other fascists in other countries and import and export their ideas, not just within their countries and shit and within their politicians and political parties, but also export into other countries. Like, I mean, it's like there's a strong, like, web, when it comes to, like, this fascist organization when it comes to trying to spread their fucking influence. I wish the left would have, that type of web, but it's a little bit more of a broken, it needs to be repaired web more so than the, like, not so broken down web that, fascists have of their organization.
Is to export those policies
it's kind of the
back
issue
to the United States after seeing that they're successful in these countries where they're testing.
I mean, there just really needs to be a lot more of a fucking unified front with the left, and I really think there really could just be a big three. I guess you could say the leftist holy trinity. Labor, like queer / sexual liberation rights, and like broadly, like, expansion of like health and infrastructure projects and shit. Like, I think those big three, like labor, queer rights, and like infrastructure and healthcare, and just like when it comes to those type of things, like I guess we're in four, but like, I kind of lump a healthcare infrastructure projects and expansions and that type of shit into like one, but like it needs to just be like a, pick like, some big fuck issues, that we obviously all kind of agree with here, and just have a united front with it, and have like an actual organized web, and start, exporting and importing these values and ideas into different areas where there's at least somewhat of an influence with this type of shit. Because like the foundation is there, but we just aren't building on it.
MSNBC columnist Naira Haq explains American evangelical missionaries arrived in
Homosexuality is as ugly as the devil. Wicked. Oh my god, dude. What a fucking sign, bro. Jesus Christ. You know what? It's as beautiful as the devil. There, I fixed it. Because, yeah, we are wicked, but in a good way. Hail Satan, bitch.
in the 1980s.
Gay pride is metal and satanic as fuck.
Clinics and schools as part of a strategic effort to prompt a religious revival in the developing world. The 1980s also marked the start of the AIDS epidemic that, at its peak, ended up infecting 30% of pregnant women in Uganda and 20% of adults across the continent. That epidemic also orphaned 34 million children across the continent.
If only they had proper sex education and proper healthcare management when it came to things. Like when it came to actually addressing the issues more properly, instead of being like, it's the gay. They eat the poo-poo and they have HIV, so that's the problem. It's, again, like, it's the whole, like, gay panic, exportational, like, fascist bullshit that gets spread here, and, like, it gets, unfortunately, like, a very misinformed and uneducated populace into thinking that's the issue. And it's just like, I mean, and the thing is, though, it's like, there are other African countries that have taken more of a positive, like, pro-sex educational, like, pro-healthcare approach, to addressing these issues. And guess what? They actually have positive outcomes, like, where, HIV rates and, like, sexual abuse rates and shit like that, they go down. And, like, in comparison to countries like Uganda, where they're taking the exact opposite approach, where these issues are continuing to exacerbate and be problems despite, we're fixing it. It's like, I wonder, like, what policies really actually fix these issues and which ones don't.
Missionaries in Uganda quickly adopted America's virulent homophobia to preach against what they argued was deep.
And basically, the countries that actually do have, like, you know, in Africa that do have the policies that better address these issues, I think a part of the reason why is because this type of influence hasn't really impacted those countries yet. So there's a little bit more of this inference of maybe addressing it a little bit more critically, because this whole hyper-religiosity and this hyper, like, evangelical fascistic shit, you know, hasn't permeated throughout the population within the social zeitgeist as much, while unfortunately in different countries in Africa it has. And there's also, I mean, other countries where it's not necessarily Christianity where that type of issue is a problem, but, you know, also in the case it could be Islam for other countries. I mean, it's kind of the sad fate about Africa, unfortunately, is that it's just exploited by all sorts of different fucking influences, you know, from different spheres of the world and shit. And I mean, it's just kind of, you know, like, I guess, you know, part of the, like, social, like, religiosity aspect of neocolonialism of, you know, Africa today, I guess. I mean, at least in that front.
Sexual behavior. It did not matter that AIDS in Africa was mostly spread by straight people. Lou Eagle, an evangelical leader from Kansas City, Missouri.
It probably was in America too at the time during the gay HIV panic back in the 80s. Just saying.
Known for his opposition to abortion and gay people, brought Ugandan preachers to America for training and education. American church leaders have also had a direct hand in Uganda's criminalization of LGBTQ people. The PBS documentary God Loves Uganda features Scott Lively, a religious personality who believes...
See what I mean? Like, I knew this well before Mike was even talking about this, because you know, my mom, you know, when I was growing up Christian, she had a friend who was a lot more evangelical than her, who would actually go on missions in Africa and Israel and in the Middle East and shit, and go to different, you know, predominantly Christian areas and do Christian missions. So, and, you know, so, like, frankly, I already knew this type of shit was a thing, but it goes even farther than just simply being like, oh, we're just spreading the love of God. Because at least, you know, from my mom's friend, me, you know, to some slight inference, and at least to some extent benefit that, that's probably what she was at least trying to do. But, I mean, so, you know, subliminally, though, you know, whether she knows it or not, she's spreading this type of fucking bullshit. And spreading, you know, the framework and the foundation for this type of mindset and ideology, you know, to take place. I mean, that's kind of fundamentally the problem with religion. Even, you know, sadly, even with the good intentions that may come with it, like, it's just like a foundation for the most fundamentalist, extremist, you know, like, structure of that religion to, you know, to be able to be built on. I mean, that's just kind of the unfortunate truth of it. Like, I mean, it's not really kind of a weird question of why, you know, some of the more religious countries tend to have a lot more fucking religious extremists and shit overall. Whether they're, like, you know, just evangelical fundamentalists or just overtly fascistic. It's just like, I mean, not really too much of a coinkydink in my mind.
Homosexuals for the Holocaust and follows his celebrity rise in East Africa. In that documentary, we see Lively appearing on talk shows and addressing the Ugandan parliament in favor of the...
They think they're fighting the devil or something. Don't judge, lest ye be judged, dumbasses. I mean, no shit. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm kind of okay with embracing that a little bit. Like, I mean, there's different YouTubers, you know, or streamers that I watch, you know, that kind of embrace the idea a little bit. But there's also, like, I mean, within metal overall, like, there's kind of this strong sense of, like, you know, satanic / like paganistic imagery that's very heavily interwoven into, you know, like metal, you know, when it comes to, like, the artistic themes and shit, or even in the music, in like in the lyrics. Like with Creator, with that thrash metal band, they literally have songs like "The Enemy of God," you know, like "Violent Revolution," "Satan is Real," you know, just like all these different things, you know, all specifically saying fuck you Christianity, basically, and fuck the system, and fuck, you know, the traditional norms of society. Like, I mean, I mean, metal is like another, like, you know, cultural sub community, you know, broadly within society that also gets heavily impacted by shit like this. And Creator, at least as a band, understands this, because he even have very overtly pro-queer songs called Side by Side, where it's just like, you know, side by side, you know, it's what was the lyrics, like, side by side to infinity beyond, side by side we'll crush homophobia, side by side we'll never let their flame turn our vision to ice, and and for all, I'll be by your side. I think that's like the main chorus of the lyrics there. And basically the whole idea is it's like, even though all the members of Creator are straight, they're saying that we stand in solidarity with, people who are against homophobia and or queer. It's just like shit like that is so very predominant, especially in the thrash metal scene. It's overly edgy and that turns me off. It's not trying to inherently be overly edgy. It's meant to challenge the system and challenge, the traditional norms of what, like, these conservatives and these Christians, would consider edgy. That's kind of the thing. Like, a lot of the Puritans, consider this shit overly edgy and demonic and evil and degenerate, even though it's not. Frankly, at the end of the day, it's just, fun, shit, really. Of a lot of harder metal. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe this is my bias a little bit, but maybe it might just be taking it a little too seriously, at least when it comes to some of the, like, harder elements of it, because a lot of that is, mostly trying to, like, release the aggression and this angst and shit. It's just like, that's why, my personal taste, well, yeah, that's why I'm mentioning mine. I know you and I meme, about our musical taste and shit, but really, honestly, I don't, like, legit, on the real, I don't disrespect your music taste at all. I really don't. Because, like, I get where your, music tastes come from and shit. That's why I kind of josh with it a little bit, but I never take in seriousness. It's like, even when you do it for me and shit, it's like, I don't know if you do the same way for me, but at least, that's how, that's, my approach with it. Because all in all, like, I get where it comes from, because a lot of my interest, especially when it comes to, like, the thrash scene, a lot of, like, kind of that, like, folk metal scene a little bit, like, a lot of it, I don't mean to be an ass about it. You're not. No, dude, you're not. Absolutely, you're not, bro. Like I said, I think you and I have our, memes and our joshing about it, but, we're not being dicks about it. We might have our moments, I think, but, at the end of the day, I don't really think it's because we're genuinely trying to be an ass about it. At least, for me, that's, I'll say. And, it seems like it's, two-way street with that, so, yeah, I don't think you are. Because, like, for me, that's why, like I said, I have such a influence when it comes to, like, even, take it, outside of metal, but with punk and stuff like that, because so much of it is, like, anti-system, anti-capitalistic, not just purely, but kind of, like, anti-American in a sense of, like, being this whole nationalistic, patriotic fervor type of shit. Like, a lot of, these type of scenes in metal and punk and these different, like, niche music scenes and shit, like, there's such a anti, like, pro the grain and just being like obedient towards the system. There's like such a grain against it that I just identify with. It's why to my soul, to my heart, I'm like metal's where I go to, but it's why, like, there's all sorts of different, even like like kind of country ass, like, labor music and stuff. It's like that type of shit has the same type of vibe a little bit. Even though it's not heavy at all, it's like, it's like, which side are you on? Which side are you on? It's just like, it's very country shit. It's like you got a banjo going on and shit. It's like, it's someone like Pete Seeger. It's like, or just a simply acoustic guitar. Someone like Woody Guthrie. It's like you got, like, old ass country shit that, or just old traditional ass, like, labor folk music that has the same type of vibe and same thing. And fundamentally, like, a lot of music is about expressing, like, your emotions and your feelings and, like, your, kind of commentary or thoughts on things. And that's what, like, why music, especially, just for me personally, but I think, just for society, is such an important role. Why do you think bards, and, like, all sorts of different, like, musicians have always existed, even in our hunter-gatherer times? There's always, someone hitting a rock with a stick or some shit and making at least some sort of a beat. There's always something going on. Was post-grunge early emo stuff, and, like, yeah, I kind of play around with that type of stuff. Honestly, like, what will surprise you is, like, a lot of the metal concerts I go to, there is a overlap of emo/gothic, culture and community with that too. Like the concert I went to last night, there was a lot of, Seattle emo/gothic scene kids there, for sure. I mean, there was a few that were like hardcore like punk kids too, from what I could tell. I mean, you know, like Seattle's got a very diverse like scene, you know, when it comes to like different like subcultures of like different scenes going on. I mean, I'll give Seattle that. It has a little bit more of a diverse like scene culture overall, like because you got like different like, you know, like there's definitely like a punk scene that's very strong there. They definitely got like, you know, metal scene that's pretty strong there. I mean, Portland does too, at least I'll grant that. You know, like Portland used to have a pretty strong punk scene, but that just fizzled out. I think a lot of it migrated to Seattle from the looks of it. You know, and also like grunge. I mean, Nirvana came from fucking Seattle, for fuck's sake. I mean, you know, it's just like grunge is still pretty predominant there. You know, and, you know, like I said, metal is, you know, like there's all, like Seattle has a lot of different little scenes going on, and that's why I've always loved about Seattle, especially. It's what they got a little bit more than Portland does, is that like they got more of a scene culture depending on kind of what your taste is and shit. Just, you know, because like it's still very vibrant over there. Like some of the scenes in Portland that, you know, I kind of grew up, you know, knowing about and shit kind of fizzled out. Like, Portland used to have a very strong punk scene, but the main people that organized a lot of the different punk shows and shit like that in Portland, they had, you know, a falling out, and ever since then, it just never grew back. Which kind of sucks, sadly, but because Portland had a really fucking dope punk scene there for a long time. But that kind of died out. There's at least still somewhat of a subculture of metalheads and punk kids, though. I mean, they're still around. It's not like they, you know, all of them left or went away, but there's just nothing really kind of uniting us around here in the city anymore. Outside of the local show, you know, from a band that we all like. Garage band, sex as hell, flash flares, trash can drums. I mean, never get to, dude, I mean, never say never. Not to quote Justin Bieber, but never say never. I mean, low-key though, dude. I mean, you never know. At the very least, I mean, you know, like, you might get a chance to visit. I mean, because there's definitely a grunge scene in Portland still. I'll say that. Like, Portland and Seattle still kind of have a pretty strong grunge scene. I mean, Portland's a little bit more indie with the grunge scene, but, I mean, Seattle's definitely got a little bit more of that crust grunge going on. Concerts of Snowflakes. Yeah, I think we kind of seen enough of the Mike video. Though we'll definitely get into the, TJ video that we saw as a notification earlier. I'm just gonna from Simso say, no, you're not. No, you're not, sir. I have plans for this, okay? I got contingencies for you. Disney has a man dressed working in the dress store for little girls at Disneyland. This suit Disney wants girls to see when they first walk in to pick out a dress. Wait, why does this person have a trans thing? Is that a... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, what's that say? It says fascist, so... Oh, no. Oh, wait a minute. That isn't a pro-trans thing. It's like an umbrella... Oh, God. Okay, I see who we're dealing with. What's going on here? So you got... okay. Hold on. He's kind of rocking that fit, honestly. I don't know, he's rocking the fit. So what? Like, who cares? Dude, like, this is literally the most, like, modest dress I think I've ever seen a cross-dresser ever wear. And he's only doing it for the job. And so what? Who... Like, why is this a problem, man? Oh my God, he's got the voice and everything. Oh my God.
I'm here to shop you around and make all your selections for the day.
Oh my God, I want to hang out with him for the day. Oh my God, he seems such like a fucking charm to hang around with. Oh my God, he's getting the gay out of me now. Oh my goodness. He seems such a sweetheart. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's the problem with this? He's such a sweetheart. I want to hang out with him for the day. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with him? Like, ironically, like, why? What's wrong with him? Am I supposed to have an issue with him? Like, like, I mean, was I supposed to have a problem with that guy? I mean, honestly, like, because I don't see it. He seems like a sweetheart to hang with. It's like, oh my goodness, I would hang out with him all day. I would have like a little Slurpee or something with him. I don't know. So I turn over a Disney princess is also high at the park. Well, that's probably why they have him there too. And you know what? He's rocking it. And you know what? We need some drag kings. You know, the fucking, you know, like, you know, be Jack Sparrow. I want a woman being Jack Sparrow. A Jane Sparrow, dude. I want a Jane Sparrow. Dude, you know what? I want Disney to continue to do this. I literally want James. I want the James Sparrow. I don't know what he was supposed to be, but I want that. I want it all. I want like an actual man, you know, cross-dressing as Ursula, dude, and a big boy too. I want a bear fucking, you know, playing Ursula, dude. An attractive fucking bear going out there being Ursula and like the most like attractive drag queen shit. Just like fucking spelunkalous, you know, shit, like in traditional OG Ursula way. Oh, hell yeah. And by the way, fuck that Melissa McCarthy fucking Ursula and shit. I heard that she was the Ursula, and it's like, why? You know what? I heard on the Onion Nuggets that, like, from, I think Paul mentioned it first, or may have been TJ, I don't know who. But, like, straight up, like, it should have been Lizzo. Because one of them said it should have been Lizzo, and you know what? It should have been Lizzo. Lizzo would have made so much sense as an Ursula, dude. Like, she would have fucking nailed that shit. McCarthy, frankly, I have a little bit of a soft spot for some of Melissa McCarthy's work. Some of it. I mean, she can be funny, but, like, not in this fucking live-action shit. She was a horrible choice. I mean, she just... I don't even have to see it to know she doesn't fit in that. I just know. Let the roaches have a shot at civilization in a few million years. In a few million years? Might be sooner than you think, bro. Right here. Let's check this out. Let's check out this TJ video.
So here's Matt Walsh. I came to the conclusion years ago that the trans movement is the greatest evil our country faces. I only become more and more sure of this fact with each passing day, and more.
Oh, is this actually a? Have we seen this, or is this an abandoned hope?
Determined to oppose it until my last breath. You know, this is yet another example of these right-wingers. Like, of all the things going on in this country, of all the things that are happening in this country and in this world right now, these people have decided that trans people are the greatest evil out there. You know, you have religious institutions that are, you know, sexually exploiting their parishioners. You have, beyond even stuff like that, you have climate change. You have shrinking wages. You have skyrocketing inflation.
Damn it, TJ.
You have union busting. You have people struggling to put food on the table. You have war going on between Ukraine and Russia, and other conflicts across the globe, and U.S.
This must have been a bad hope.
Strikes in nations across the globe. You have, you know, sex trafficking and
mostly by pastors.
People being trafficked for cheap labor. Like most of the seafood we consume is caught by slaves. Most of the chocolate we eat is picked by slaves.
Holy shit, TJ!
Our minds
damn!
Slaves. You have
fuck. Okay. Oh my God, we get it.
That, treat people horribly.
Damn.
You have a medical system that doesn't care.
He's just laying it all out. Like oh my sweet baby Lord baby Rays.
Outcomes for the shareholders and insurance companies. I mean, there's a million and one things you could point to. I mean, we have one of the worst. We have the highest per capita prison population of any place.
Oh my God, TJ.
But you know, even that would be a more legitimate thing to point to as an evil. At least there's a downside.
Automation should liberate us on a process. I agree with that. I mean, fundamentally, at the end of the day, I think labor should be fundamentally an advocacy, you know, for automation, and that liberates us, you know, and shit. Which, I mean, like, hopefully, you know, like, a part of, like, the result of WGA, you know's contract ends up being, you know, like, at least, you know, is kind of the first steps, you know, towards something like that. Because a lot of reasons why they're advocating for what they are is because of streaming services and automation, potentially being one of the first to take their jobs out. And they wanted to at least have some sort of a benefit and, at least some sort of a better outcome in that type of shit.
You have
Unintentional looks intimidating. Here, what is this? Got my furries. Oh my god, we got a cute kitty. Oh my god, that is a cute kitty. That kitty is cute.
The murderers and all these things going on. And this guy is going to tell his audience that the most evil, the greatest evil going on in our country today is trans people. And then they're going to act like, oh, did I incite violence? No, I never incited violence. I simply said that trans people are the greatest evil ever and that I'm willing to die to oppose them. Does that incite violence? No. Yeah,
what?
It kind of does, man.
No.
I'm kind of sick of it. What else we got?
Even though it does.
This is our last anti-trans thing we're gonna look at. This is more anti-drag queen, I guess, but it delves into trans stuff too.
We are fighting a spiritual battle, and they are coming at us in all facets.
Someone just asked you blanket statement like drug dealing. Really? Yeah, I do.
Based.
Drug dealing. I think that drugs should
But the way my shadow falls over is like something out of a horror movie. But the kitty is embracing it. Whatever it is, it must not be that horrifying because the kitty embraces it.
For everybody to consume. I think most of the detriments from drug dealing come from the fact that it's been forced to be a black market product. I think that my contention is borne out.
Testing, okay, there you go. No, wait, what? What, did YouTube kind of freak out and not show your shit? Because I saw it.
If you look at the amount
you should be able to see it right here.
Surrounding alcohol.
Whoa!
Era,
Okay, there we go.
When you take a product that people want and you make it illegal, then the only way for people offering that product to compete with each other is through the enforcement of violence against one another, because there's no state apparatus like the courts or the police to sort of moderate the conflict.
That is drag queens being shown to our children at 3 years of age, and people think it's cute, or they're just trying to make them grow up and not hate drag queens. But it's a deeper battle than that. It's an access, it's a portal, and they are opening our children up to...
It's a portal. Oh shit, dude. It's a fucking portal, bro. Being into drag and stuff is a portal into some more sinister, crazy shit.
With these perverse spirits, so that by the time they are 8, 9, 10, this spirit of perversion will start coming in them as their hormones kick in, and then they want to cut off their genitalia. So it is not...
Oh my god. Honestly, where is this? Because I wouldn't be surprised if this is in Uganda, unironically, considering, and that shit.
Blessed.
Seems to be a delay. There's probably going to be a slight delay. But it looks like the far right is going to eat McCarthy alive for it. And whatever, McCarthy's kind of a shitbag anyway, so, lamb for the slaughter.
A possession exercise, and the church and the people, we need to know that.
So, the idea is that drag queens open up a portal to hell that allow demons through the portal so that they can then possess the brains of the children, so that when their hormones kick in around puberty, they're suddenly overwhelmed by the urge to chop their genitals off. Yep,
sounds about right. Yep, that sounds exactly what drag queen shows are about. Yep, because you gotta unleash a portal of demons, to really, cultivate, a true drag show. It's not a drag show unless, you got a, portal for demons to be unleashed on. Gonna go to the bathroom, gonna be right back.
Does this sound even remotely rational?
No!
Does it sound even remotely like the intelligent position of a person to be taken seriously?
What are you talking about?
And yet, it is taken seriously by a huge swath of this country. Which is why, for me, it's pretty much impossible to have respect for the everyday person. A lot of people say that everyone has a certain degree of automatic respect and they have to do something to lose it. For me, in my book, you have to do something to earn it. You start at 0, and you dig your grave from there. This woman is now Sub-Zero, not the cool one from Mortal Kombat. My respect for her is Sub-Zero, and she would have to do a hell of a lot to get it back into the positive. Not that she needs to care about my respect in particular. Although maybe in the long run she does need to. I'm sure when you resume the video, TJ, she will cite peer-reviewed scientific sources confirming her claims. I'm sure you're right about that. Unfortunately, it seems like the mainstream media seems to have cut that out. Unfortunately, we're not going to have access to that part, but I'm sure that if we saw the rest of what she said, I'm sure we'd find that she was actually being very empirical and scientific with her claims. I'm sure that she's not just like a lying psycho bitch with delusions of grandeur. I have a right to be disgusted by any behavior used by the human cows, whether you think it's reasonable or not. I agree with you there. I mean, look, no one can control anyone else's personal feelings. That's just the end of the day. You can say what you want to say. You can have the fart fights. You have the fights you want to have. But, people are going to believe what they believe. People are going to feel the way they feel. People are going to think the way they think. And, you might be able to persuade them otherwise. But ultimately, if someone wants to be disgusted by trans people, they're going to be disgusted by trans people. If someone wants to be disgusted by Christians, they're going to be disgusted by Christians. But what I would advocate is maybe look past just like a visceral emotional reaction to something and actually try to formulate a reasonable position based on evidence, based on some sort of like principles, some sort of code. Even if it's one you've developed entirely on your own, better than nothing. But I think there's a lot of people out there that are guided not by anything other than just like knee-jerk reactions to things. And I've even seen people defend that idea. I've seen people say like, you should never deny your instincts. Well, yeah, you probably should. Because no shit. There's nothing about the human.
I mean, honestly, the entire fucking human condition at this point, has been to a certain degree overcoming a lot of our more primal urges and shit. It's like recognizing that we do have a lot of these urges, but understand that we can overcome them and essentially channel them into something that's actually productive and more positive. So I mean, it's just like. Like, at this point, I mean, it's like the whole idea of just, go based off of your urges is not really necessarily a good thing.
Are every instinct that enters into our heads automatically correct? There's nothing about your disgust response that automatically tells you what you need to know about a thing?
March Utility Greens make a power play, trying to get a vote to remove him and replace her for... Oh, my God, yeah, that's ever gonna happen.
I was disgusted by guacamole for a long time. And then I tried it, and I realized, oh, it's actually pretty good. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this weird trans panic that seems to exist in right-wing circles is nothing good. It doesn't seem to generate anything good. It doesn't seem to create anything positive for this or any other culture. So I think it should be rightly and justly combated, as hard as possible. I want to show you this, guys. Check this out. You guys might have seen this.
Which do you think are more dangerous, drag shows or guns to children?
Drag shows.
How many people do you think have been killed at a drag show?
I don't know, but the long-term effects are detrimental.
How many people do you think die every year from guns?
I have no idea.
48,000.
48,000? Okay. Well, there's probably 100,000 die from drag shows.
I don't got facts to back this up. It's I don't know, but I know the long-term effects are detrimental. How many people do you think die from gun violence? I don't know, 48,000. Well, over 100,000 die from drag shows. How about that, bitch? It's what? Oh my God. Oh man, holy holy guacamole, sweet mama mia, Papa Pia, baby got diarrhea.
Yeah. Fair enough. Right. That makes sense. About 100,000 that die from drag shows. That seems like a reasonable thing to put out there in the world, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, there's probably like 100. I think 100,000 people that die from drag shows. If 48,000 children die from guns, must be 100,000 that die from drag, right? Like, he just wanted a number to beat that number. Like, he said, like, I don't know, and then he was told 48,000, and he's like, well, 100,000 then. You just pulled that number out of your ass, though. Like, it doesn't really mean anything. Like, I think the actual death toll from drag shows is probably roughly 0. I don't know, maybe...
What, blue cheese? I mean, it's not, I don't fear it, I just don't like it.
Who count, like, right-wingers who die of a heart attack when they see a person in drag? Maybe there's a slightly higher death toll there. But by and large, I'm pretty sure there's no one dies from the drag show.
Yeah, literally no one does. I don't, like... I literally don't think there's been one death at a drag show ever. I don't think there actually, unironically, I don't think there actually has been. Like, at least when it comes to, like, you know, violence done against it, I'll at least specify that. Blue cheese guacamole. Wait, that's what it is? It also has tomatoes in it. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna eat it. That would literally probably unironically make me puke. Hey! Why are you barking outside? Don't be doing that. Don't be like that, bro. What the hell? What a mutt. You done? The amazing gay theist. Oh yeah. Dude, 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 dude. Who likes Uncanny Valley? I don't usually. Wait, is this the final trailer? Am I gonna be able to get away with this? Where's the Uncanny Valley?
Sebastian, Daniel needs constant supervision, and you're just decrepit. I have no witness.
What the fucking hell? What? Why? What? Oh my god, what the fuck, dude? The fish.
Quickly, I'm a crab on a mission. I still got it. Let's go. When I give the signal, from me. Got it.
Oh my god, what the fuck? At least the bird doesn't look that bad. Why is the crab here so much?
Get off me.
Oh, that's a new live-action remake? I don't know. I really don't. Oh, there's a horse and buggy. Venom's gonna get triggered.
As far away from this human world as possible. Can you help me? Ariel killed the prince yet? No. Kissed your bird brain.
I am... meh. It's just meh. Meh. I've been med. Just... pfft. Wow. Just the ridiculous blandness of it all. I mean, why? I guarantee you the Little Mermaid, like, the actress who's playing her is literally the only thing that's gonna be worthwhile about that movie. I sure as shit ain't gonna be fucking watching it. Looks fucking creepy. It does, man. It really dude, that crab really does look creepy. Why was it there so much? At least the bird looked okay, I guess. They're releasing stinkers. Those are not the writers that are releasing stinkers. Those are the fucking Hollywood executives that are doing that. Like, the writers have nothing to do with that. They're ready to create damn crab moves. Man, I don't even know if I was even processing that. Ugh. What's the blame of the writers? Oh, well, it's, I don't know. I was just kind of like bluntly looking at the comment. Okay, whatever. I haven't slept that much, okay? They've been doing live action way before the strike. I'm still blaming it on the executives. It's already obvious, which I think is mainly due to the fact that, you know, like, of these Hollywood executives fucking being pieces of shit. It's kind of partly the reason why they are on strike. Because they're sick of being mistreated and not actually having, like, a proper voice, and at least especially the proper due out of making these fucking movies. Zukov? Why? Why though? Fucking goober. What a goober dog. Goofy little thing. Is there actually a piece of... Oh my god, there is actually. Get his attention. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you. Hey, come here. Oh shit, you found a fly. Well, go get the fly. Oh shit, damn. We're going ninja mode over here. Hey, come here. Up here. Hi, buddy. Oh, hey, hold on. Okay, give me a paw first. Oh, it's a good boy. Wait, you think you were done? There's one more left in here. I can get it out. There we go. Oh my god, you sweet boy. Boop. Main distinction between ours anyway. Well, I'm not. What the fuck? Where did you just go? Fuck. Oh my. Okay, now he's just trying to hunt the fly. Oh, damn. Get the fly, boy. Liberate you. Well, I mean, that's partly the reason why, like I said from earlier. Oh my god. Like I was saying from earlier, like, I mean, the whole idea of, like, you know, on strike is at least so they can get, like, their actual fucking, you know, proper, you know, due when it comes to, you know, things like, you know, not just streaming services, but also things like automation. And actually, you know, legitimately getting their, like, proper, you know, compensation when it comes to, you know, creating the work that they do make. Okay, that dog's probably gonna do some terroristic action. Still going after flies. Roomba. Art of the Roomba. Oh my goodness, it's a kitty on a Roomba. Oh my god, a kitty on a Roomba. Wait, that's a bunny on a Roomba. Oh my god, I'm blind as fuck. That's a bunny. It's a little bunny bro on a little Roomba. Aww. Aw, little bunny bro just chilling on a Roomba. That's just so cute. What's Tesla gonna do anyway? Cook me to death? What? Oh my god. Heh. Hey, boo boo. What's up, buddy? What you doing over there? Goober. What? A silly little goober. Yeah, you. You're silly. He is silly goober. Now where are you going? Oh boy. Uh-oh. Makes me a little nervous. What thing about when I realized the cave essentially robot slaves. That's kind of fix my head, trying to make out there and all that. Well, I mean, automation doesn't necessarily imply AI inherently. I mean, just like having like automated robotic systems and shit, you know, taking care of certain things, you know, like, I mean, it's like, that is something that is possible. In fact, we already do it. AI is the logical end game for automation. Sure. But, I mean, we haven't gotten there quite yet. Well, I mean, we're getting there already, but we, you know. I mean, that's partly the reason why, I mean, there needs to be, like, a push, you know, for this whole sense of actually, like, having, you know, positive outcomes for, if, you know, the current, if not at least, you know, former workers, you know, when it comes to, you know, this type of shit. Because, I mean, there's definitely a lot of, you know, things about, like, the whole, like, aspect of automation that, you know, can play a legit role in fucking people up. And, you know, when it comes to, like, their general bottom line. And a lot of that is just because of our current capitalistic system. I mean, it's like eventually something, you know, at a certain point is going to have to give. And I'm pretty sure AI ain't giving anytime soon. So, kind of leaves one option. Pans out for me. Well, sure, I guess. I mean, for me, it's more about, like, how the system pans out. I feel like AI is just going to keep doing its thing regardless of what system we live under or not. It's just that, you know, do we have a system that benefits us with it, or do we have one that exploits us over it? Why is he always like... Oh, my God. He's in the laundry room again. Aye. And he closed the door. What a goofball. I mean, like... Just, like... I mean, like... quote-unquote dumb AI that's doing, like, basic simulated intelligence and shit is not just basically a toaster. A toaster isn't even an AI. It's just like a tooled machine, basically, that heats your bread. Or waffles. And he writes, well, sure. I ain't gonna disagree with that. It's just programming. So just a pre-programmed AI, basically. Because like a sentient AI versus a pre-programmed AI are two different things. And that's basically just what you're saying. Still burning? What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. I feel my stomach growling up a storm. Yeah. Man. Considering like all the time I've spent in Seattle and shit, and at least the time coming back home and how long that felt. I mean, time kind of fucking flew just chilling here. Going on for like 3 hours, 20 minutes? Damn. Frankly, I thought it'd been going on for like 2. If they aren't conscious, self-aware like us, I'm okay if use them as workers. Well, sure. As long as they're like, you know, attached to like somebody that, you know, can have like the benefit of their production, or at least, you know, a community or a society that, you know, can have, you know, benefit of that, you know, of that. So yeah, but yeah. I think I'll just probably call it good for now, for the afternoon. I'll probably come back a little later, but just want to at least get myself some food, and I should get just at least a little bit of a proper rest. Big titty goth girls. Big titty goth girls are nice. And there were a few of them out there in the concert last night. Not even gonna lie. That was pretty dope. Pretty dope indeed. But anyway. Peace out. I'm close, at least for now. And I'll be back around for the next one. So, until then, buckaroos. Oh, and also, at least, you know, sometime in between the next stream, I'll get the rest of the concert footage uploaded. So, you can see some of the other stuff. So, anyway, until